stay in audio mode for a minute. Hey guys, welcome to Legions. We don't have all our people gathered yet, but I need to grab something real quick, and we'll get started in a minute. Where is it? I had it up here somewhere. Where's my? Here, I thought I was prepared, and I wasn't totally prepared. Gotta love life, right?
It's all good.
Yeah, it will just take me a second. I'll get files. My files. Yeah, it should be here. Okay. I don't know why I haven't even watched anything DC related lately, but I can't get the freaking Justice League theme out of my head today.
Oh, I mean, it's a good theme song.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's so catchy. I haven't watched that in forever, and I just whenever I think of it, I just get it stuck in my head. I think it's because whenever I get into Legions, even though Legions is about everything, I get into a super DC.
I feel ya.
Is this the one? Oh, this one was today. That was a video from today. Is it not on this one? I can't remember what we called it. Un momento, guys. Just pulling up something. Yeah, it'll be nice when Luke revamps us of everything.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think I got it here.
He said he's on the last episode of Vision, so he'll be joining us soon.
Oh, he's watching all of it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I wouldn't have time to watch all of it. When I looked at the clock, it was already close to time to start. So I was like, I'll get as far as I can. Do we have any viewers yet? Anybody come in?
Oh, hi, Cobra Kai Underground.
Is this a new one? Let's see. Is this the one we're looking for? Oh, let's do it this way, actually.
That's How are you, Underground?
Welcome, Underground. We're just experiencing not necessarily technical difficulties. We're just looking for something right now. How are you doing, Underground? Okay, this is.
You started watching the 3rd season of Visions? You're liking it so far?
Let's hope this is the right one. That's going to be crazy if I pull up the wrong file. I've done it before.
Oh, yeah, the first episode is really good. Pretty good.
Yep, I pulled the wrong file up. This is from Cobra Empire stuff. Okay. Go away.
Old news. I'm just kidding.
Well, I might have to cut this. I might have to cut this stuff out anyway because I just sent Trevor his second warning, and if I don't hear from him in the next 5 days, I'm cutting him from the movie.
Oh, okay.
Because I need to film.
Yeah, you need to film.
Yeah. And I need my star to be active, and he's not communicating with me, which makes me think that he really doesn't. He says with his lips he cares about this thing, but he's not showing that he really cares.
Yeah, I understand.
Is this the one? Let's see if this is right. Oh, the group chat? I'll check in a minute. I'm trying to find something. Here we go.
Legion of Creators.
Sorry we're late, guys, but welcome, Jake. Go back. I'll get on camera in a minute. I gotta answer a message real quick. We're still waiting for Luke, guys. Hopefully he's not on the island for too long. But we'll get started in an uno momento. Let me see. Joe, can I get a mention in your movie or something like that? Yeah, Underground. I'm sure we can figure something out. I'm trying to get, like I said, if I can't get Trevor to answer his phone, I'm I might have to recast his role or write an entire new nemesis for myself. Which I'm not against, and I'm not opposed to doing, because I want this movie to be as awesome as possible, and you can't rush art. Sometimes it takes time to make it as good as possible. Oh, you liked my video, Jake? Thank you. Let me look at something real quick. I gotta check something I saw. Chosen told me to check Instagram real quick, guys. So just give me a second. If there's any chat, kind of just answer anything. Is it loading up? Okay. Which one was it?
Jake, how are you doing? You doing good?
Oh, that was nice, Jake. Okay, where's this thing I'm looking for? Chosen said I'm looking for something on Instagram, but I don't see what he wants me to look for. Was it just what Jake did?
Yeah, I'm good, kind of. Thanks for asking. Yeah, no problem, Jake.
Was it just what Chosen? Was it just what Jake was talking about, or was it a different thing? Because I like what you said, Jake. Thank you for the compliment on the Stranger Things video. The good news is we're actually going to talk a little bit about Stranger Things tonight. I started rewatching Stranger Things season 1, getting ready for stream. Oh, you want to know something funny I said in my Marvel Rivals stream, guys? It makes sense for you guys that missed this. Mm-hmm. I told Jake, and Underground was being funny about this.
Oh, was he?
I told Jake in terms of Netflix content, I'm more excited for One Piece season 2 than I am for Stranger Things season 5.
Wow.
And Underground's like, that's wild.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean, I guess we can delve into it. Here's the thing. I think season 5 will be, a pretty good finale.
Yeah.
But with all that David Harbour stuff that's popping out, I don't know. It's going to be a little awkward. I think it's just going to be awkward.
I was talking to Luke today on the phone, and he can share his take, because we have that as an actual topic to dive into today.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to wait till he gets here to all discuss it.
Okay.
But I have learned after the unfortunate Amber Heard Johnny Depp situation, mm-hmm. and after hearing Luke's story about what's gone on in his personal life, I will be completely honest. I did some digging on this scoop, and Millie Bobby Brown and David Harbour haven't said anything about this yet. It's all hearsay right now.
It's all hearsay? Mm-hmm.
Yep. There's someone that's claiming that it happened.
Okay.
And then
so there has been no real proof yet.
Yep. And if it is real proof, the other thing I will say, as much as I know that there's the thing with David Harbour cheating on his wife and stuff, here's the interesting thing. I think it's hard to know who to side with, because you don't know the facts of the story, right?
Here's the thing. I think even though we don't know exactly the full story yet, and we don't even know if it's real or not, I think the best case moving forward as of right now, even though we've all really loved David Harbour, right? I would rather be on Millie Bobby Brown's side for this, and I would rather believe a potential liar than an actual potential abuser. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why we just got to be...
well, Luke and I were talking about that. I don't know if I support either of them, because it could go either way, mm-hmm. but I don't support Millie in any slightest way.
Well, again, here's the thing. I would rather believe a potential liar than a potential abuser, because if it does come out that it was not true and it was fabricated by somebody else, and Millie Bobby Brown either stands up and says, I never said anything about David Harbour harassing me, or she ever did lie about saying David Harbour harassed her, that's on her, definitely, if she ever did lie about it. But the thing that this is a very serious topic, and it does happen a lot to many people, that again, it's, while even though we don't know the full story, but because of that we don't know the full story, again, not really picking sides exactly, but it's best to just it's best not to come to the defense of David Harbour. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not going to defense of David Harbour either, but I don't trust Millie either. Like, when me and Luke talked on the phone, we both agree we don't like Millie. Like we when we talked about it, Millie's had some comments in the past that makes me not like her a lot.
And that's fair, but again, that doesn't mean that if it does come true that David Harbour did harass her, that's on David, not her.
Yeah, no, whatever happens. But our biggest situation is, until this gets proven. What do you mean? Wow, wait, what? What do you mean? Wait, what? What are you talking about?
I don't think he knows the David Harbour situation.
Do you not know about this David Harbour and Millie Brown stuff yet, Chosen? It's been floating on the internet for like a good. It's been almost a week now.
It's been like 2 days.
It feels like it's been way longer.
It's been a week for the whole cheating on his wife thing for sure,
Yeah.
but like the Millie Bobby Brown stuff has been only known for like 2 days.
Oh, you surprised that I don't like Millie, Chosen? Is that what you're saying? Because I have my proof about why I don't like Millie. Like, there's
that's
lots
okay, you
of
don't
reasons.
need to like her.
There's lots of reasons not to like her. And also, Cobra Kai Underground said something wild, Joe. What did he say, Jake?
Oh, he said I shouldn't have been saying don't get hopped on then. With the hop.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, he always says that on Fortnite. Oh, Chosen, can I join so I can give my thoughts?
Well, we're waiting.
We're waiting for Luke right now. We gotta keep our structure, Chosen, for Legions, unfortunately.
You can totally hop on during the Q&A near the end session.
Yeah, during the Q&A, we'll definitely get you on so you can help us answer questions and stuff.
But if you want to say something now, totally type it in the chat and we'll go over it.
Yeah, type what you're saying right now. While we're waiting for Luke, we're just answering chats right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll answer chats now, and we'll answer chats at the end. But yeah, I just feel like I don't know, like I didn't think about this until Luke brought it up. And maybe he'll say something when he comes on. I really don't think Millie's gonna retire.
You don't think she's gonna retire?
I think that I think that this is true. Like, if someone's claiming this happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Millie either comes out or denies it, or she comes out and says it's true, I think it's because she wants to control the narrative. Because I think that Millie wants to stay in fame. And because Luke's point was, think about this, right? Even though you have a family, so I was like, well, she has a family and kids to take care of and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Luke says she's the biggest actress on, arguably the biggest TV show ever.
That's true, but
Netflix.
here's the thing. But here's my argument is that her only big thing is Stranger Things, and when she did other non-Stranger Things stuff, they were flops. So I totally see her. I see her retiring from acting, but she's definitely still gonna be in the limelight, and she's gonna focus on her makeup and her fashion business.
I mean, they could do that. I mean, we know that what's it called? I know that the Manoa Holmes thing was pretty successful. It wasn't Stranger Things successful. People liked it. And I think the movie she did in between Stranger Things season 5, what was it called? Okay, I'll do that right now.
The Damsel movie, or what was it?
Yeah, I saw your message. I'm going to pause my thing and run down real quick. I'll be in audio mode. I'll be right back, guys. Kenna's going to answer. Yeah, the Damsel movie is what I was saying. I thought was pretty decent. I'll be right back, guys. Kenna's going to run things until I get back.
Yeah. So Millie did a movie. Yes. So Netflix during oh my God, when was it? 2021, 2022? There was a Netflix movie called Damsel. And the plot of the movie is that she was this, she was either a princess or she married a prince to be a princess. But then there's this whole thing where when she got married to the prince, they sent her into this cave and there was a dragon and she had to slay the dragon. It's a very fantastical kind of movie. And while it got really bad reviews, because it was a mediocre film, but it wasn't a bad movie. I quite enjoyed it, but again, not just not Stranger Things level of success, of course, compared to that. So that's why I kind of doubt. I mean, unless she gets into, like, let's say she starts doing maybe a Marvel or a DC movie, like if she gets her hands on some comic book franchise, I really think when it comes to other movies or series that she might sign on, it's just not going to be the same as like Stranger Things. And it's like, which is like, I feel like that could be with anything, of course, because obviously she's always going to be she's always going to be known as the 11 girl, but I really think I see her retiring from acting because, again, she has her own makeup line and supposedly she's doing fashion now, and she's literally married with John Bovie's son, and it's like she's so well off financially that she doesn't really need to work a day in her life anymore. Millie might as well be in Game of Thrones, House of Dragon. Honestly, I think she would be fantastic in maybe Games of Thrones stuff. I really do think maybe that's, if she were to do more acting, I really think that might be her best. Oh yeah, that's right, the Enola Holmes. I forgot about those movies. The first one was really good. I don't remember the second one and the third one really well. I think the second one was pretty okay, but then the third one was kind of meh. But yeah, the Enola Holmes movies are really good too, and especially since it's a Henry Cavill as Sherlock Holmes, it's pretty good seeing them together on screen. I think they both have good chemistry. But yeah, I actually, yeah, I would love to see her in Games of Thrones. I think, isn't there another prequel? Prequel of Games of Thrones coming up besides the House of Dragon? I remember I saw something, but I might be wrong. I don't know. To be honest, guys, I'm not a Game of Thrones fan. Sorry, I've never seen it. The third one's in the worst one. Oh, I didn't know there was a third one. Oh, I see. So there's only 2 of them out right now, but there's gonna be a third one. I didn't know that. Well, hopefully the third one is better than the second one. Yeah, you heard that too? Saw that too? Okay. Yeah, the Enola Holmes movies are kind of fun. I think the problem that's, I think, stunted Millie Bobby Brown's career is that these movies are Netflix movies, and I'm like, okay, when is she gonna be in like a movie that's actually gonna be in theaters? Besides, of course, some selected theaters are playing Stranger Things finale episodes. I really think that if she really wants to break out of the Stranger Things mold, she needs to like sign on to some really good movie and have it be played in theaters, and then she'll break free, I think. Gosh, I should rewatch the Enola Holmes movies. I haven't seen them in a while, but those were fun. Let's see. Oh,
Okay, I'm coming. I got confused. was in the bedroom because I was doing body checks in the kitchen. Okay. All right. All right.
Hey, so
Hey,
sorry about that. I
sorry,
totally was.
Travis. Yeah, sorry. I had to go all the way down to. I thought she was on the first floor. Yeah,
No, sorry, second floor. And I was trying to read comments and I misclicked, so sorry.
wait.
Yeah, we're
What?
back.
Oh, I see. Underground said Millie might as well be in Game of Thrones House of the Dragon. Then, yeah,
Yeah,
let's
we
not
were.
add her to that. Let's
I
not
actually
do
think it
that.
would be good though. I think it would be good if she did more dragon, House of Dragon stuff. Or
We already got the best Millie. We don't need that Millie in there.
I really just think that maybe I think I was saying earlier that if she really is going to continue acting, and also she's always going to be known as 11, right? Because that was her first major role. But
Yeah,
I think Enola Holmes 3 is in the works, Jake said. And while I think those movies are fun, it's still very just Netflix movies. So I think if she really wants to make a break from Stranger Things and really start getting her acting career going, she would need to be in an actual theatrical release of a film and have it be really good.
that's
So
cool. Welcome, AJ. Sorry guys about the delay. I had to go get my passport because I have to get my badge renewed at work this week. So, and mom's going out of town, so I had to get that all sorted out. So, but yeah, so it's yeah, I know I lost my sister. She dropped out when she was trying to read comments. Yeah, she was pretty good in the Godzilla films.
oh,
Speaking
I
of which,
forgot
that's
about
something we haven't
that.
talked about yet. That's something we haven't talked about yet. So we got the announcement yesterday that Godzilla minus zero is gonna happen. So
Oh,
that's
nice.
it's pretty cool. I loved Godzilla -1, so I'm glad they're doing the sequel with the same thing. Yeah, she was good in Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and Godzilla vs Kong, and they're working on that sequel too. So that universe has got some crazy stuff going on.
Yeah.
Godzilla's got all the rage. Yes, that's pretty cool. I like that. Oh, finally he arrives. Better late
Hey.
than never, I suppose. Can you hear us, my friend?
He's
Hello?
setting up.
Oh, he's setting up. Okay. I was confused. I was like, oh, what is he doing? I feel like I should have my
Yes,
background on
he's waving
again.
hi. He knows. He hears us.
Oh, okay. I feel like I should have my background set up again.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Welcome to Derry.
Yeah, he's got welcome to Derry. Yeah, we're gonna talk about episode 2 and predictions for episode 3. Yeah, we got lots.
Trace.
I guess we can dive into that a little bit because this kind of was the latest of the party on Welcome to Derry. Oh, it's in 2027, AJ. Thanks for that tip. What about minus zero, AJ? When's minus zero dropping? Since AJ is my resident Godzilla expert. Ever since I've known him for, let's see, he just had his birthday.
What's
He's
up?
30.
Hey,
Welcome.
Sorry about that.
That's all good.
Took me a little while today.
We had some issues.
Oh, did you? That's all right.
I didn't have the intro right away, so I had to go get that, and then I had to run
it's all
downstairs
good.
and get my passport. So yeah, that was fun. But it's
And
all
I
good.
accidentally left.
Yeah. Okay. So where
that intro in episode 2? Yeah, I love the new intro for Welcome to Derry. I really like the song. I think it's fun. The montages, like you see Pennywise in the back, all the artwork of him orchestrating whatever atrocities were happening.
That's better.
My favorite, I keep seeing memes about it. If there's one part in the intro where he's hanging on the side of a building and he has like a gun and he's shooting at people, and people are finding it funny that that it just has this very dimensional being who can shapeshift into anything. It's just like straight up using a gun.
And Pennywise can use whatever he wants.
I know. I just think it's just funny. But yeah, no. I really liked episode 2. I think it's better than episode 1.
I think we're all of that opinion.
Yeah, it still didn't scare me. However, I really do love the creativity of the forms that Pennywise takes on in the episode against the girls' personal fears, I will say.
Yeah.
But it hasn't scared me yet, though, personally. But still good. Still a good episode.
Yeah, I mean, I thought episode 2 is way better than episode 1. Like, I kind of felt like I had to, it would be nice about episode 1 when everybody's like, "Oh, it's so great, it's so great." Well, I was like, "It's all right," you know what I mean? Like, and then episode 2 kind of gave me reason to be like, "No, like this actually gave us some real horror."
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like episode 1 just didn't fully deliver on that. Episode 2, you got the scene where she's in the womb. And she's like breaking out, and even the CGI in it was done much better than previous scenes. Like there was real, like almost what felt like stakes or an intensity to the scene that I think is missing a lot of times when it comes to it. Or like the only thing I feel like they've truly done well since the beginning, like chapter 1. Was like the Pennywise jump scare scheme, essentially like him running at the screen. You know what I mean? Like, and like that's been played the fuck out, I feel at this point, like, and it's really like your number one go-to with the series. And it feels like when it comes to other horror, you're kind of struggling to give us a real semblance of something that truly scares us. And, like there's times where they get it, and I think there's other times where the concepts are there and the execution isn't. But ultimately, it still falls into like right where the movies are, And once I watch a different horror movie, and I'm like, damn, this is real horror. It like reminds me of how much it is just like, I want to call it like soft core horror. You know what I mean? Where it's like, this is made for mainstream. Kids can still watch it. It doesn't go too far. It's almost like your MCU of horror. You know what I mean? Like it's that level where it's like, it's not going to push the limits. Sure, it might go a little far sometimes. I just don't see it being like I don't believe it's rated R, right?
We now reached a point where Stephen King's stories are just that universe has gotten so big. And it's now just like they're more campy than scary.
Well, I'm very interested that they're actually kind of making their own universe with I forgot his name, but the guy who's literally in The Shining, the black man, what's his name? Who he has the shining power, and so it like the like they're in the same
the founding member, is that right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure though.
I don't remember their names. I'm really bad, but
Will Hanlon or something.
I'm bad at remembering the characters' names. But like it's not only is it a prequel to obviously it, but it's also a prequel to the Shining movie. So I like how they're connecting the universe.
I'm sorry. I wasn't on that same page. But yeah, no. That is cool.
In episode 2, the guy his like general, someone in charge of him, and they're trying to dig up sites, and like near the end of the episode, they find that car full of dead bodies.
Right.
And that's why he's there, because he has the special sense. He sensed that there was something there to dig up. That's why they were there in the first place. So he has the shining.
I want an explanation of this car and what happened, because it wasn't long ago that all that happened, and like they're already skeletons.
Well, here's what I think. I think Pennywise killed that family a long time ago, and because he consumed them, then he just used their, he shaped.
I like that.
Yeah, that's what I got out of it. So
sure, I like that. No, I think that's cool.
It makes sense. I mean, it makes sense with that whole idea. Like Ken and I have talked about this a number of times. I personally believe that Derry didn't exist until Pennywise came to Earth. So like the whole idea of this whole town, the reason everything is so creepy and so odd is because this was built as basically a playground for him. Like
Huh.
the idea of
Yeah,
him,
you could see
because
something like that.
he's a cosmic entity and he has the ability to just consume everything.
I mean, I can argue. I think you could either argue that he made Derry or he founded Derry, but either way, it's definitely
Yeah.
his town that he runs for sure.
Yep.
No matter what.
100%.
That's
I
why
agree with that.
you know when in episode 2 they were talking about tearing down the Paul Bunyan statue. And at first I was a little confused because I'm like, oh, I remember that statue in the first and second movie. And like, why would the Derry citizens want to boycott a Paul Bunyan statue or protest against it? And then it's like, well, Paul Bunyan, he's like an American hero and he stands for unity and peace. And Pennywise doesn't like that. So he's manipulating the townspeople to protest against it.
That's cool too. I haven't given this show enough thought like that. Maybe I'm,
because he thrives on hatred and whatnot. That's why there's like so many racists in that town and homophobic. Like literally, he runs on hate and fear. So that's why he doesn't want Paul Bunyan. But we know either way, the Paul Bunyan statue still gets built because it's in the movie. But
I love the shirt, Joe.
Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, it's a great one.
It's a newer one. Yeah, I got it. What was it? I think Five Below over the summer.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's Action Comics, and then you got like Superman and Brainiac.
Cool.
Which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, no, I think we all kind of really liked episode 2, and I think we all kind of felt that it definitely upped what we were like. The first episode, whether you have an opinion of it, we're still entering this new show, this new prequel, and it's kind of starting out the story. Where I think episode 2, we kind of got the opportunity to flesh things out a little more. And I'm personally intrigued by the fact that while we did get equal stuff with the kids, but I also love it, and no one brings this up, but did you guys notice that when they made the poster for the show, by episode 2, the main cast of the show is different? And I saw someone that pointed this out in one of their videos that the reason that so many characters died in the first episode was because they were main canon fodder. They're not main characters. So they were wiped out because they're not important to the main story.
Yeah, I keep seeing videos about the characters we will be meeting, and most likely the characters that will not die are literally the parents of the Loser Club kids when they were kids.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my god, that was it Will with the little kid with the telescope that he got from the military? Yeah, he's the dad of Mike in the Losers Club.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Who is the founding member? It's Mike Hanlon, right? Mm-hmm. So Will, yeah, exactly. That's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, Will Hanlon, and then I think the kid, because maybe junior wise, like Richie in the locker, that kid he made friends with the locker, the band kid. I think that's Richie's dad.
Yeah.
I think we saw. It's not confirmed, but there's this one scene where this girl shows in a letter in a locker, and people think that's Beverly's mom. And then in their scene where it's Lily and Marge talking in the bathroom stall in episode 1, you can see. I forgot their names, but something Marsh, Hart, Beverly's moms, like that's Beverly's moms and dad. Like they dated in high school. So it's all connected.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. I mean, we're not that far off from the main timeline, considering this is like, we were supposed to get these. Pennywise has to eat every 27 years. So, and because they're parents, they still would have to be a certain age to have the kids. So,
Mhm.
and we know the parents survived. So I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, so it makes sense that we're seeing them, and I think it's cool that we're seeing them.
It's cool considering the fact that in the original movies we didn't see very much of the parents.
No,
Like we saw Bill's parents, I think maybe once. Um,
we saw
and
Bill's
then
parents. We saw Eddie's mom. We saw Beverly's dad.
yep,
I don't think we ever saw Richie's parents. And now Mike, in the first movie, his dad dies. I don't remember how, but his dad dies, and he's living with his grandpa doing the farm. Oh
yeah,
yes, his dad died in the fire. That's right. His dad died in
and
the
we
fire
and
as an adult.
and we deduced later in the first movie that like once again with everything with Derry, that fire was part of
It was yeah.
Pennywise's plan. So that's what's interesting is that makes sense too, because what we're gonna see in this show now is even though some of these people survive, I think that the parents are also going to be haunted by Pennywise in this show.
I think so
Because
too, maybe. They won't be
because
like, but he'll definitely spook them.
he would
Probably.
definitely spook them because I know and I think I came up with a brilliant way for that to happen because I think it's going to affect everything because the whole thing about episode 2 about how the government has been covering up all the stuff going on with Pennywise because they want to capture him. When they, I don't know what episode they'll attempt to capture him. I don't know if it will be episode 3 or what episode it will be. But when they attempt to capture him, I think it's going to go horribly wrong. And, we found out this episode that the government is so sure that we're going to use this guy that survived the attack from episode 1 in that horrible fight sequence because they think that he has no fear.
Mm-hmm.
But, we'll find out real quick that Pennywise can make anyone have nightmares and fears. So, that part, he'll find some way to break that. And I think that basically when the military does try to weaponize Pennywise, even though he's already weaponized, I think that Pennywise is going to... That will be the first time that I think in the entire It franchise where we've seen Pennywise probably at his most powerful, because I think when you look at when he scared the kids and the Looters Club and everything that's happened, except for It Chapter 2, it's always been kids.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he would actually, to defend himself as an entity, the fact that he'll actually have to kill the military and all the arsenal that they have, I think is going to be very interesting. And I've heard some insiders say it's going to be very brutal. So,
well, why does he go after them when they're adults, anyways?
So he goes after them. So if you're talking about the sequel, he goes after them because he says in the first movie that he wants, even as adults, their fears are still there. And so now the problem is he didn't want them to leave Derry. He didn't need to eat all of them in that time frame. He could have waited for them and just kept them as a late snack. But he says at one point towards the end of the first movie that he would take one of them and then he was going to let the others grow. And then they would go, and when they would grow, then they'd become more delicious for him. But the thing is, if they leave Derry, they forget all about Pennywise. Because once again, whether he's the mayor of it, whatever way it comes about, he is Derry. And so that if you leave Derry, then, no Pennywise out. That's why none of the other people, when they left Derry, the only reason that Pennywise even takes interest in them again is because they returned to Derry because of Mike. Mike's the one that dooms everyone. Because Mike starts discovering it, and he calls the Wizards Club back, and then brings them into Derry. When they're outside of Derry, Beverly being married isn't being haunted by Pennywise. Bill's not being haunted by Pennywise. Richie's not being haunted by Pennywise being a comedian. It's not till Mike calls them that Pennywise starts. That's why
it's because Mike was the only one who stayed in Derry in their adult years.
Yeah, because that's why when Stanley commits suicide because the idea of going back and confronting Pennywise terrifies him.
He also did it because he didn't want to hold the loser club back.
He thought that he would be the weakest one, and that Pennywise would conjure up something that would definitely make them lose. So he wanted to give them their best chance. So it's like that whole thing. But I think also here, even though he goes after kids, he is still a cosmic entity. It's never said in the book that Pennywise can only kill children. Like he hunts children because they're easy, but as long as someone fears him, he will be able to eat a meal, no matter adult or kid. It doesn't matter. Because it feeds on whatever. It's more about the fear than the age of the person. It's more about that. If an adult man is scared of, I don't know, butterflies, that's something that he can feast on. Or like for you, you're haunted. If you were in the world of it, you're haunted by your past because of what you've gone through, right? So that trauma, he could have feasted on that.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's there's a lot that could be done with it. There's some of it I like, a lot of it I don't. You know what I mean? But like, I feel like maybe sometimes I don't give it enough credit too. I always like to reevaluate something, even after giving it kind of a negative judgment. You know what I mean?
What kind of things do you want to see in episode 3? Because I was talking to Kenna about this. I found out some information about episode 3 that the kids are gonna. I don't know how she's gonna get out of the asylum, but the kids are gonna be in the sewer in this episode.
Hell yeah, I love that.
And
I'd love to see some like we all float down here stuff. I'll say that.
And the fact that they're going to the sewer, I know they've been kind of iffy on when he's going to show up. I think we'll get. It won't be a lot of screen time, but I think for like 5 minutes, we'll see the real Pennywise in episode 3. Not because the trailer showed the yellow eyes, but just because there's no way they're going to go into that. Because here's the reason why me and Kenna talked about why they're going to go to the sewer in the first place. You remember that weird pickle jar scene in like the store?
Yeah.
When they had the cereal boxes, all the dead characters that Pennywise has taken in Derry, all were rotting, except for Maddie in the first episode, and the guy that got snatched during the projector scene in episode 1, he just got grabbed. So, based on the lore of the first movie, I think they're floating kids now. But Pennywise has digested them.
Right.
So then I think they're going to go look for them, thinking that they're alive and have
sure.
And then they're going to realize that they're not fully alive.
I'm gonna grab some water real quick. I'm so thirsty.
Go ahead. I was about to get a water too. No, it's like that stuff is interesting. Wait 1 second. This one's not.
we can't both walk away, bud. We can't both walk away, dude. So, what else? So David Harbour. He's already back. David Harbour.
We were talking about this earlier. Yep.
Oh, you already did?
Well, yeah, we wanted to get you. We wanted to get you in on it.
Yeah, your opinion. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what I even think about it. Let's see what actually comes out. There's like no details yet.
I think it's interesting that right now, and I watched multiple people talk about this. It's really just hearsay at this point because Millie hasn't said anything. David hasn't like made an apology or like.
Well, also
happened.
Like, so, it almost feels like a publicity stunt in a way. Like, hey, make sure to watch season 5. We got to be relevant again because, okay, so she filed a complaint. Like, I looked it up and she had like a consultant or whoever the hell, be on set for this filming of season 5. So obviously nothing actually happened on the filming of season 5, or else you would hear about that as well. But no, we're just hearing about before the filming of season 5. She put in the complaint. Then we had somebody sit on set to make sure nothing happened, and then nothing did happen apparently. Well, so
they're claiming from all the articles I've read, they're claiming that even though there was nothing sexual, that he bullied her and harassed her is what they're claiming happened on set.
During
But-
season 5 or before
Yes,
that?
during season 5.
Wow.
They're claiming that, but this is the problem with this article. This is all coming from someone that we do not know, because when I do coverage for our show or when I do coverage for YouTube videos, I'm always reading who's sourcing these stories. Now, right now, major trades and all these other really big places are talking about it, but when I first heard the news, it was from a not reliable source.
Right.
So to me, the weird thing about this is it's hearsay because it's like, okay, do we
It's kinda
like? It's kind of clickbait, yeah.
Yeah,
But, like,
kind of clickbait.
because if it was like Variety and Deadline report that Millie Bobby Brown and David Harbour had some harassment tension and there's allegations, I would be interested in the truth coming out on that because they're reliable, trusted insiders.
Sure. But
Well,
oh
like-
no, new Avengers! Oh no, Marvel! Oh, if it does come out and it's bad, you know what I mean? Like, oh boy,
Thing is like, because David Harbour's Red Guardian.
right? It's like here we go again.
I mean,
It's not as bad as Kang, but you know. Hold on, let me grab the water.
Do much with you can't really.
I
do
can
much
still hear
with-
you guys though.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't really do much with David Harbour left in Marvel post like Secret Wars, though. I mean, he can't be around that long.
No. Or they can just kill him off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like
I said he should have died in Thunderbolts,
liked,
and people.
I've always liked Red Guardian, but I can live without him. You know, so it's not like he was playing a major role. I do understand how it could hurt Yelena's development, maybe, but besides
Yeah.
that, it's not that big of a deal.
Unless they come up with a story reason for why it could happen that would actually impact her in a positive way.
Maybe.
Because him dying, obviously it would suck for her character, but it might also bring her character to a different place as well. Because it would be a tragedy. And the tragedy can, make someone depressed, but it can also, what makes someone weak can also make someone strong in the end. So she could grow stronger for that tragedy. She's already been doing the best she could with Natasha not being around.
Yeah. I mean,
And I
that was
think,
like her whole
and I
development
still
with,
think, well, she's not confirmed
in
for
Thunderbolts.
either movie yet. I still think that in Doomsday and Secret Wars, just because this is what they do with Marvel right now, this is what I've accepted. They're gonna fuck with Yelena in Doomsday and Secret Wars, and I think that Sentry is gonna play a big role into that because I think it's gonna be connected to the Void, and I think that the Void is gonna make it where, and it won't just be the Void, but if what I've heard is true from multiple insiders from multiple times, despite she's never officially confirmed publicly to sign a contract, I do think a version of Scarlett Johansson will be back in one of these two movies, and that we'll see an evil Black Widow that is going to really mess up Yelena. Either Doom goes and grabs her from outside one of the different times, like before she dies, or a different version of her. Because I really do think that on the point of the David Harbour thing, I think they're going to really fuck with Yelena. I think they're really going to mess her up. I think that's going to be a part of Doom's plan. These are from the marketing
So
standpoint.
Marvel Zombies?
Oh, we're talking about Marvel Zombies?
No, like that basically happens in that.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, speaking of Marvel Zombies, I'm glad you mentioned that. I had post-traumatic stress today, guys. You guys want to know something funny that happened?
What?
What?
I was playing Quick Play, and they made that skin available now, right?
Oh, the Wanda.
Whenever I
Yeah.
get killed by Zombie Wanda, I just shivered.
wanted to punch the TV.
Yes, I did. I did want to punch the TV. I was like, oh, man, this is bad.
So funny.
They better not make a zombie Namor skin in that shop because I don't need any more trauma.
That's not as bad to me, but like literally when Wanda uses that red bubble Like I'm like, oh my god, like it just brings me right back. I'm like, oh my god.
When you get the
no.
bubble,
We still gotta
you
beat
see it.
Nightmare 4, man. We still haven't beat Nightmare 4. It's crazy.
I watched more tips and tricks. I'm still seeing paths to success, but like I just don't know how they're doing it because we either get bad teams. I hope they don't destroy Yelena's character. Underground. When I mean like mess with her, I don't think that's going to destroy her character. It's just going to be mentally with the idea of these characters, especially in the earlier phases of the Marvel things. These are our new, and whether we like it or hate it, even though we hate the name for them, the Thunderbolts, which I will continue to call them that because I don't like using the new name.
The new
And
Avengers.
then, yep,
The new Avengers.
The Fantastic Four, and what we believe is, I call Sam Wilson's Avengers because I refuse to say Avengers because they're not the Avengers. They are they're new fresh meat. They're going to get the move with this whole Doomsday Secret Wars thing is the old Avengers are going to come deal with the new Avengers. That's what I figured out the move is. Like, even though it won't be the exact same Avengers that we loved, because most of them are dead or off somewhere else. Ever since Marvel came up with the whole variant concept, you're getting variants of these characters coming in fucking with their new offspring or next successors, if you will. If that makes sense. Like, if what I'm hearing about Chris Evans is true, he's gonna come and kick Sam and Bucky's teeth in and just mess with them hard. Just like if he's really Hydra Cap, those are gonna be who he picks on.
You think they're gonna do Hydra Cap?
Yep. There's evidence to support it.
Yeah.
Why else would Doom go get Steve Rogers? You gotta think. You gotta think he's gotta go get Steve for something.
Yeah, I mean, no, we'll see what happens, but
That's the move, man. I'm telling you, I've had multiple people come to me, and I have really good people because I had people. I told Kenna this. I had people for Deadpool and Wolverine that I had to block them because they were such good insider information that I had to like, yeah, no, I'm good. I want to enjoy this movie. Stay away. Because they were spoiling the cameos before the movie even came out. Like, I had to block like 10 people on Twitter at one point because they were
Crazy.
The week of Deadpool and Wolverine, I was just like hearing like crazy shit. And I was like, nope, I'm seeing the movie this week. Leave me alone. And they would not take no for an answer. So I just had to block like 10 people. That's how crazy it gets. The social media game is rough, man. It gets tough. So it's like, yeah, with that sort of stuff, I think, yeah, we're back on track with when we're talking about this David Harbour situation. The best way to really put this thing to, we lost Luke. I hope he comes back. The best way to put this all to bed, I think, is to really we really don't know what to say on this because we don't know the facts yet.
Right.
Like, when I looked up even though other people are reporting on it now, when I looked it up, it was a news site I've never heard of. So I don't know how legitimate it is. Like, you can say, like, Comfort Movie now is stamping it on just because they want to get clicks. And then I don't know if Variety or Deadline wrote anything, but I think eventually they did. But what's weird is Variety and Deadline come into, they have a legitimate scoop themselves, and they're the ones that get to report that first, and then it becomes concrete news. The fact that they're piggybacking on something that might not be true, I have to look if they're even on the list, but just in general, the fact that other insiders are covering this after the first insider covered it should show the lack of stuff with it, because I feel like until we lost Luke Skywalker, yeah, he went to the island, but he's back now. So yeah, it's I was just telling everyone, just like Ken and I were having the discussion. I'm trying to put this David Harbour thing to bed, just based on, hey, we don't know anything yet, and I don't know if I trust the source that's reporting on this. So it could be nothing. We really won't know. Unless they could do the thing where we might never know, or they might be like, because apparently David Harbour and Millie were at an event this summer. I don't know if they were promoting the situation, Stranger Things, or whatever it was. They were at some convention, and when they were there, they literally seemed like happy campers, like father and daughter, like just perfect. So, and to me, even if you have to fake something because there's a certain degree of faking that you can't do. So if they really were faking it for the camera, I think we could have told something.
I just
Something
also
would've been
like
away.
one thought I had while thinking about all this was like how much fun is it really to be acting something while all these people are on set watching you because they want to make sure you behave correctly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like that kind of takes you out of.
And we don't even know if that really happened. Because,
Yeah, I guess.
like I said, we don't. I did digging on. I don't know the source. I've never seen them report on anything before. So they could be trying to get credibility, thinking that they're breaking a big scoop because David Harbour and Millie and Stranger Things, one of the biggest shows ever. So let's just do what we can to collect a paycheck.
Sure.
You getting ready to run zombies?
I am running zombies right now, buddy.
I literally saw your background. I was like, oh my god, he's streaming when we're trying to do our show. That's
Actually,
funny.
I'm not streaming, but I threw this on just while we talk. And actually, you guys, if you're watching this and you want to know how to build Blade extremely well, right? Like just watch my screen and you'll see exactly how to build them.
Yeah, he's showing you guys a good build for zombies. Subscribe to Luke Dinger. Get good tips.
Dinger the winger.
Dinger the winger. Get good stuff.
Soon, we're gonna have an outro set up for the podcast. It's gonna give us a nice little way to promote our Discord server, get more people in there, and then typically after we do our podcast, we jump on like Marvel Rivals, jump in the Discord server, and you can actually talk with us.
Yeah, we'll totally be doing that tonight. I'm definitely down to play some Rivals.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of that, I didn't put it on the thumbnail, but we didn't put it on the thumbnail or in our title. But I heard that we're gonna get a trailer for season 5 for Marvel Rivals this week.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Oh, I heard.
I've been looking it up, dude. I'm not seeing Rogue and Gambit next.
Really?
I keep seeing Professor X. I don't know, but we'll see. I could be wrong.
I think that the next season is all supposed to be the theme of love, and every video I've watched has hinted at Rogue and Gambit. And I brought this up to Kenna, but you know those cards that you gain in the when you complete the battle pass, and
Right.
they give you this little thing in the little last event, little gallery card. It says the Gambit, and then it shows playing cards, and then there's a little quote about Gambit from the collector.
Oh, okay. Well,
so
there you go.
They're making it pretty obvious.
Also,
and then there's
gonna be a new map, the collector's map.
I found out today it's gonna be basically almost like a amusement park.
Mm-hmm.
Which is gonna be really interesting.
Oh, that's cool. I can dig that.
Your gameplay as your background, that's awesome. Yeah, I know. It's kind of cool that he's got his gameplay as his background.
I was thinking, am I able to do this? But I don't want to promote it either. But because you're not supposed to, and this is more of a thing between smaller groups of people. But we will. I want to start doing Discord watch parties as well.
That'd be
on
a cool
our Discord.
Idea. I like that idea. That would be sick. Underground said, I heard you mentioned that you're going to be doing a member-only podcast this week. Yes, that's correct. I'm starting to do more premium content. So I'm going to be promoting all week to get more members. Because if I get 10 members by Thursday, we're going to be doing a member-only live stream. So no more shenanigans, nobody bothering us. It's going to be a private event. And I have very specific Q&A topics planned out for it. So you guys can ask me anything. And for once, we won't be bothered by you-know-who and other losers anymore because they'll have to pay a fee to get in.
Oh, it's a way to avoid silver is your idea.
Yep.
We'll see how it goes. I think it'll be a little while until you have the poll to be able to start doing stuff like that. But
this will just be a practice one, just to get used to the members I have. I just want to keep those members satisfied so that that have supported me, so they won't feel. Yeah, that's correct, Melissa. So that they won't feel like that they've been, because some of them, sometimes they try to say something, and then sometimes silver shows up and it's neglected the room or changed the tone of the situation. So it'll be nice to be able to have a nice conversation.
What does this say? Same Asmongold do thing?
Oh yeah, AJ's saying it's the same as Asmongold, a YouTuber that he likes, has done that.
Oh really?
Yeah, Asmongold's yeah, AJ really likes him. He's a big YouTuber, so.
Oh yeah, I know Asmongold. Who doesn't know Asmongold? Dude's flicking roaches off himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know McKenna doesn't like him.
Yeah, no, I don't like him, but
He can be a bit much. He loves to be controversial. He loves to put controversial opinions out there. So he's almost kind of a grifter himself, I feel like. But is he really just being himself? Does he really live in that house?
Yeah.
Does he really live in that house? I feel like it's almost like the Alaskan bush people or whatever, where they like really live down the street in a hotel. Like sometimes I feel like he's got a mansion somewhere that he actually lives in, and he just streams out of this thing.
I'm like, I still need to get more members, so I might postpone that member only for a later time if I can get the poll to just get more members, because I know that some people, you don't have a job, it's hard to get people to pay for that content, but I know eventually people will. So maybe I tossed around the idea of it, but maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll do a big. What I need to start doing more is I love doing podcasts and stuff, but it's been a while since I've just popped on YouTube and done a basic just me alone Q&A. So maybe I'll do a solo Q&A this week on Thursdays.
Yeah, we got to build up the community. We need the people to join legions. Yep. We need, you know what I mean? And then once we have a really solid base every single week, that's when you launch up member only stuff.
Yeah, so Thursday I'll start doing my regular Q&A that day. So because I used to do when I had the old, when my name used to be Jedi Joy, I used to do Jedi Joy lives. So maybe I'll do Captain Multiverse Live Q&A on Thursday, which
sounds great. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just trying to get more involvement. Like I've been saying, anybody watching, feel free to join the Discord. We're trying, I'm trying very hard to make it active every single day.
I'm posting it everywhere on videos and everything, so I'm doing what I can to promote it. I also
you've been getting people to join. It's been good.
Yeah, I noticed in my public regular Discord, Chris the Fourth just popped into my regular Discord today, and I was shocked. I was like, "What? What is Chris doing in here?"
Yeah, I mean, he posted a self promotion on Legion HQ, and I jumped in and watched him play Fears to Fathom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
dude,
and it was a good time.
On the show, I used to love when I used to use these episodes with me and Chris. It was always fun because me and him had such a good back and forth, and obviously you and me have a really good back and forth. But me and him was really interesting because he really is knowledgeable about games and certain IPs.
I don't even remember him being on. I don't even think I've been on an episode with him. If you want to get him back on, that sounds like a great idea. To be honest,
I've been trying to. It's just his schedule's been tough.
He is all the way over there. He's across the pond.
Well, yeah, he's across the pond, and he just started a new job, and that job has kind of been a tough thing for him. But so we talked about the David Harbour thing. Our next topic, we talked about Welcome to Derry. Do we want to talk about these? I had a whole section about the not only Doomsday stuff, but we had trailers in general. And I also have a bonus scoop for you guys that I recently found out about before the stream that we didn't have time to add. I would sense something kind of interesting that we're going to talk about tonight.
What's that?
I got a new Spider-Man for plot details.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I got some
What would that
info.
be?
You want to do it right now? Okay.
I might as well.
Yeah, I was gonna because I know we got to talk about the Doomsday thing about how they have multiple trailers and stuff, but we can do that after, I guess. So I heard that Spider-Man 4 is going to the villain of Spider-Man 4. Have there been all these theories about villains? Is going to be connected through the spider totems that they set up in unfortunately films like Madam Web and the Spider-Verse films because the whole spider totem thing, and they're going to dive deeper into that. But I also heard the big part about this is you guys remember in Venom 3 and then remember at the end of No Way Home with the symbiote?
You're right.
Here's the real scoop. So Peter finds a way to get in. Peter actually goes to Joe's got juicy scoops. MCU scoops. I like it. Thanks. Yeah, that's kind of my thing, man. Getting the scoops. Soon I'll be the
All
better
the scoops.
Soon I'll be the better, not flip flop being den of nerds. Because that man flip flops on every single day of the week. So at least I stick to my guns. But
James Guns.
Yeah, James Guns. Yeah, baby, fire away. But literally, so the cool thing I heard is Peter's going to go to MIT actually. But here's the crazy thing: he obviously, because we know that he wasn't selected to go into that school after everything that happened in No Way Home, so he's either going to get a fake ID or he's going to find some way to use an undisclosed way to get into the school. And what he's going to find out when he goes to the school is, going back to that symbiote thing, is apparently the symbiote was the first test of, we're going to be exploring. Part of the reason for the involvement for the Hulk in this movie is there are going to be gamma symbiotes.
God.
And that symbiote was just like that piece of the symbiote.
Right when I thought Marvel couldn't get any more unoriginal, they find a way. They find a way.
Yep, I know. It's apparently it's gonna be like
Marvel Rivals is like, hey, what if we had a symbiote versus Phoenix War? What if we gave every character a symbiote or Phoenix power? And then like fucking MCU is like, what if we gave the symbiotes gamma powers? It's like, oh my god, it's just like they've tried all this stuff.
It's like I've told you guys, and I warned you guys. Everyone's been telling me, oh, I think Spider-Man's gonna be great. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. And I've told people that the state of the MCU, before Doomsday, even though Spider-Man comes out before Doomsday, we're still living in the same MCU. The MCU, we can say we get excited, we can throw Punisher in our face, you can say we're going to get Tombstone, all these great things, but that's like just putting a new skin on the same cat, right? It's not anything we haven't seen before. Like, do I think the movie could still be decent? Hopefully. But there are some things here that are concerning. Like, we're treading... This, to me, doesn't sound like something grounded and believable. So I kind of feel like we were lied. Like, spider totems... yeah, you lied and I died. Like, spider totems... It's interesting how they say that. The one thing I do like is this does reveal... They did reveal how Punisher fits into this, and I do like that part of the leak. The thing I like about the scoop is that Punisher wants to stop these experiments. So it's not as simple as just having symbiotes running around. I guess the criminals that are being involved in this stuff, Punisher really wants to stop these experiments from happening because Punisher doesn't want some gamma symbiotes running around. And so I think that's actually pretty interesting because I don't know.
This sounds like it's getting ridiculous. I didn't know the Hulk was going to be in this on top of it. It's too much.
Oh, you didn't know that? That's been out for a long time.
Yeah, but I thought that wasn't confirmed.
Well, Ruffalo let it slip again because.
Oh, did he? Because he's so bad about that.
Yeah,
they should just fire him because he can't even keep a secret. It's like, god damn.
I'm surprised Tom Holland hasn't spoiled anything new, considering he's been the worst at it.
Yeah, I bet he's trying hard though. He wants other roles.
Yeah, probably. He's probably trying very hard to keep it in together. But
He wanted James Bond. That didn't work out for him. Thank God.
we did not need that. We did not. We did not need that. We did not want that.
Praise be.
I'll just be honest,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be very honest about this, and I know people will hate this opinion. I'm ready for Tom Holland's time as Spider-Man to be done.
It's not going to be done anytime soon, no.
I know, but I'm just being realistic. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it to be over. I had my
Spider-Man is about to change.
Yep. I'm ready for Miles.
The hierarchy of Spider-Man. The hierarchy of the Spider-Man universe, of the Spider-Verse.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for what's his name from Stranger Things to be
Kevin
Miles.
McLaughlin?
Yeah. I'm ready. Just let's get the new guy in. Let's get the new normal Hulk, not Smart Hulk and Spider-Man Joe. Yes, it's gonna be Savage Hulk, AJ. I'm told we're gonna get full on the Hulk people want. No more of this memey Smart Hulk nonsense.
Mimi.
Yeah, it's been long enough, man. People are really sick of Smart Hulk.
Yeah. Well, he was literally he was literally doing like dabs and doing stupid.
Oh, very stupid stuff.
God, Endgame Hulk is so bad.
It's a shame. It's a real shame.
No,
I feel like
It's fun. It was funny. I just think they just like dragged it out too much. He was that way in too many things, you know?
It's dragged out.
Yep. No more Banner. Only Hulk.
It's like Disney just doesn't understand when to let something be and when to leave it, like when to keep it going. Like Mandalorian, we took Grogu away, and Book of Boba Fett, or was it the end of season 2? Yeah, it was. He leaves with Luke Skywalker at the end of season 2 of Mandalorian, and he's already back with him for Mandalorian season 3. Like it's like we never even missed a beat. It's like he never even fucking left. Why did we even have him go with Luke Skywalker? Just to have him come back in the Book of Boba Fett finale. Like, like you didn't allow time for character development. You literally brought him right back because you're so afraid of not making money because you need Grogu in your eyes in order to like make Mandalorian good. When it's like it would have been really, really cool to get Mandalorian season 3 like halfway without Grogu in it, and like
That's the problem is Disney has to always use these cash grab characters because they don't know how to make their own stuff and how to do something that can actually work. Because if it doesn't make money to them, then they don't know how to market it, and that's their problem. Is they can't make anything original unless it's something like a cutesy thing like Grogu that they can make money off. And that's the sad thing. That's why sad. Bob Iger is making this Grogu movie because it's not about the Mandalorian. It's about let's put Grogu on the big screen so we make twice as much money.
And then when it comes to Hulk, it's the opposite where it's like, okay, so here's Smart Hulk. We're all sick of it. It's been going on for too long. It's still happening. Can we get normal Hulk back? And half of part of me thinks, this is a little suspicious. You know what I mean? Because what's one of the hardest parts of making all these MCU's movies is getting all that fucking CGI done and all the creative talents that have to go into that to make that CGI look good. Well, wouldn't it be so much easier if we didn't have to do Hulk scenes? What if we just had Hulk be smart? That would save so much on CGI budgeting. We could put it towards other stuff in the movie. Meanwhile, everybody is like, what the fuck are they doing with Hulk?
See, that's
you know what I mean?
I hate about DC, not DC, the thing I hate about Marvel that they
you hate DC.
Don't do that narrative.
Man, this Snyder, we got a big Snyderverse fan over here.
Yeah.
Shit, no, my tongue slipped. My tongue slipped. No, but what I was gonna say.
Joe hates DC.
No, false claims. But so what I was going to say is Marvel has still, and I'm not on a Marvel, so I can't say this for sure, but based on the track record, I have noticed that Marvel constantly, they wait too long to get their CGI done. Hey, Brandon.
Yeah.
And then they rush it, where it's like, DC at least, even though Superman didn't always have the best CGI, I still can tell that they at least took their time to get things done.
The problem is that necessarily Marvel isn't taking too long to get the CGI done. The problem is that they're overworking and underpaying their VFX.
Oh yeah, and they're
Well,
trying to be as cheap as possible for as much effort as they can squeeze out of these people.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like to the legal limits, literally to the American legal limits. Because if it were Japan, it would be a lot worse. Let me tell you. You know what I mean?
Doing to the chat now. Now you're making everyone turn against me now, labeling me as a Zack Snyder fan.
Snyder boy.
Yeah, you guys. Sorry, you guys. He's a Snyder guy.
Joe
I'm not. I hate this. I hate this narrative. I hate this narrative so bad.
No, Joe threatened us if we ever made it known that
we filed a harassment claim. He wouldn't stop bringing up the Snyderverse. All right, like we have to be like, dude,
it's fake news.
Every time a podcast starts, all Luke and I hear is Snyder Cut is the best. So much better than Peacemaker.
Yeah, I really hope Netflix gets Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
No.
The only one Superman. That's all he says.
Man of Steel is way better.
Chosen I Am. They're making a funny narrative because I slipped up, and now they're all punished me for slipping up. Twice.
That's true.
You said your truth.
No, I slipped up. I have videos that prove that I do not stand with Snyder. My evidence is my true truth.
The hierarchy of Captain Multiverse is about to change.
That's
what's gonna happen.
Yes, they're all messing with me. They're all messing with it. You like it? No,
you
I do
like
not
it.
Like it.
He loves it.
I do not like it. I do not like it. I actually hate it. Could we see a lot of nostalgia Easter eggs that tie back to Fox X-Men movies and Doctor Doom's backstory? And that's an interesting question, Brandon. So nostalgic Easter eggs. Now that's what we got to talk about. Chosen? No. Do not talk to me about that movie. That's not fair.
Oh yeah, no, it's his favorite movie. He tells me
Batman vs Superman. I mean, come on, one of the best.
That was the hardest movie. That was the hardest movie to watch.
Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor was impeccable.
Right.
Nicholas Hoult doesn't even hold a candle next to that. Like,
I'm turning my camera off. That's not okay. I'm embarrassed of all of you.
Joe's gonna file a harassment claim against us.
I am. All of this is poor. False. These claims are false. Just because apparently we're not allowed to slip up nowadays. We can't. Our tongue
always
can't slip.
I skate uphill. That's you.
Nope. You say no, but your mind love it. No, AJ. False. You guys are all teasing me.
I'm trying to do a show.
When's your next grifting video on the James Gunn stuff?
I'm not grifting anything.
No, it's okay. We'll still love you.
I don't grift. I despise. I will literally get it tattooed on my arm. I despise Zack Snyder. I'm sorry that I have been going through allergies lately, and that I actually
allergies. What does that got to do with?
Well, because it just means that my voice, I slip up on certain moments when I'm talking because so like when I say things, sometimes I say things too fast. But all right. Answer the question.
And I accidentally made claims that Zack Snyder's a golden god. You know, I didn't mean to or anything, but
I've never said he was the golden god. I would never give him that kind of level of praise.
Well, you said his Superman was though.
I never said anything good about
I'm just kidding.
I know you were teasing me.
Captain Grifter. New name.
False.
The Captain Grifterverse.
False. I'm never gonna be a grifter. I did that once again. I'm never returning to those
days.
I'm never returning to those days. Grifters do not make money.
Fall into the dark side, Joe.
Could we see a lot of? Yeah, I'm trying to go back to your question, Brandon. So it depends, Brandon, because one of our topics today is that they don't know what trailer they want to use for Doomsday yet, because they're
Oh
trying
boy.
to decide. They're trying to decide what to reveal to people because apparently they've shot 4 different ones. So now the no-brainer should be for them to go to the one that has the most Doom in it because they have to market their actual villain because they
I would
fucked
think.
up.
But I think that there's a tease for like an incursion of different worlds. I think that could definitely intrigue people a lot.
Well, Luke and I talked about that earlier. How Luke's mad that Marvel's copying DC now.
Yeah, it sounds like they're gonna like incursion of multiple worlds to bring everything. It sounds like literally Crisis on Infinite Earths. What the hell? What the hell, Marvel?
I mean, they always rip each other off, so.
But this is different. That's like comic books. This is like movie studios and like giant plans, and Kevin Feige's plans are falling apart because he can't actually do it right, so he's got to just copy DC. Like, this is different. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like that.
No, I don't like it either.
As
So
much as
Doctor-
it sounds like it may work and it may be good, but I don't like the idea that it's literally kind of Crisis on Infinite Earths.
So many people in this chat are getting timed out. I swear.
So
This restore the
Dr.
Snyderverse
Grifterverse
is
said,
ridiculous.
"Come on, Joe, you got to do it. # restore the Snyderverse."
Oh, we're calling him Dr. Grifterverse now? That's funny.
Yeah, Doctor. If you're Captain Grifterverse, then he's Dr. Grifter.
How many times are we gonna ride this little joke along? We already know the facts. You don't need to keep.
Dinger the Grifter.
Nah, that doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
I'm trying to do a show. I'm not trying to focus on my little slip up. Should
We're
be forgiven.
just having fun.
No, it'll never be forgotten.
I'm sorry,
Forever.
it won't be forgotten.
It'll
I think
be
you guys have said
on
worse
my-
things, so.
Until somebody else does it.
Yep,
Yeah.
and it will happen because we're all human. We all slip up.
That's what you think. No,
I
I'm
know
just
you.
kidding.
I know you slip up.
assume that
I'm actually a robot. No, I'm
an
actually a Metallo. You just don't know it yet.
I'm an alien.
Yeah. If you're Metallo, that would be a
Talking
problem.
about.
Doomsday is not exactly Crisis on Infinite Earth because they don't have anti-monitor. Yeah, but they're borrowing similar things, Brandon. Wow, kind of Dr. Grifterverse.
Dr. Grifterverse, new name for you, Jake.
Change it.
Do it right now.
Wow, it will be here for eternity. Dear God. You guys
Never
are all
going
getting put.
You
guys
might
are
as well
all
just start actually liking them. You know?
You guys
Yeah,
are all
well,
getting. You guys are all getting put in timeout. This is
He's
not
gonna
fair.
file a claim against us now, guys. We gotta go.
Yo, I could file a claim because honestly, this is blasphemous. The fact that I a human can't make a mistake when I'm trying to take a drink and literally say the wrong thing
It's
when
okay.
both companies use CGI.
It's okay.
So what else you got for us with the MCU stuff, Joe? Anything else?
So we were talking about the Doomsday stuff. So the trailer specifically. So like you talked about the thing with the multiple Earths.
Yes.
So that's one option out there is to focus on incursions. And with that, apparently part of the plot of Doomsday, and we've talked about this before, but it involves that the incursion in Endgame that when Steve took the stones back and decided to stay with Peggy, there was already a Steve that existed in that timeline. So Steve created an incursion. So our Doom is pissed at Steve because he created that incursion.
Huh.
So
I could see that.
Yep.
I could see that.
Yeah, so that's part of the thing that they're playing around with. So that's one. So one idea is the 3 Earth thing. Then there's the trailer with just Peggy and Steve, but they don't have their costumes on. Which, because I know Kenneth's worst fear is to see live action Captain Carter.
No.
But I mean, if you want to see Captain Carter, kind of go watch Multiverse of Madness. You get to see her for all of 5 minutes.
I don't wanna. You can't make me.
Is she in that?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
It's a blink and you'll miss it cameo.
Damn.
It's the only.
Wasn't that like before the show even?
Yeah.
It's the only good thing that It's the only good thing Wanda's ever done in her existence is get rid of that twat. God.
Here's the thing. I have nothing against Peggy Carter. However, they kept pushing her in the forefront. And I'm just
it's just Disney, like Marvel just keeps pushing women so hard.
well,
And like
my thing is like
not good ones necessarily.
right,
You know what I mean?
Like what I'm saying is like, okay, 2010, like, beginning of the MCU, we had Black Widow. We didn't really have anything much else. I mean, besides the Fox X-Men movies, you could argue Storm, Rogue, and Jean Grey, but those weren't their best adaptations, of course, right?
Yeah.
And then so obviously Black Widow's dead. Natasha's dead. So we're like, okay, who's the next one? And then they give us what's her name? Layla from Moon Knight. I'm like, okay, this girl's cool. I want to see more of her. But then they decided to go with Peggy. And I'm like, okay. And then they decided to go with Sylvie, which I despise. I think I hate Sylvie more than Captain Carter, to be honest. I
wish Kenna was a YouTuber. I would love to watch Kenna's videos about Loki with Sylvie. Those videos would be utter gold.
I should just make a Loki review and just it's 25 minutes of me going, I hate Sylvie, but sorry.
I think you would totally go viral if you did that.
I'd be like, random girl screams at the sky about
it would either go bad viral or it would go good viral because you get the Loki stands be like, but Sylvie's amazing.
I hate Sylvie.
She's perfect.
I mean, even just watching Star Wars Vision Season 3, like, fucking 6 of 9 of the episodes have a female main character. You know what I mean? It's just like, I feel like you're trying too hard to push this, like, young girl narrative. Like, it's fine. You want girls to like Marvel and you want them to like Star Wars, but, like, it's too much. It's too much.
Like, well, we also get good, like, I think Yelena right now is the best female Marvel character. Oh, Invisible Woman. I would say
no, and like, don't get me wrong, because like I'm hating on the idea of it right now, but like I'm all for a good female protagonist. Mm-hmm. But like when you keep trying to push ones, not because they're good, but just because they're female, that's when it's like, all right, you're clearly doing this for an agenda. You're shoehorning something in, and like it's when it comes to doing that with any kind of minority. It's not. Would you consider women a minority? I don't know, but like I don't even think so. That wouldn't make sense. But like. Either way, they aren't the privileged white man, right? So it's like every time we do this to another group of people, like people get offended by it. You're not truly representing this well. But like, I feel like so much of men's frustration with so many lead female characters is the way that they are straight up done poorly. It is not the fact that there's a million of them. It's the fact that there's a million of them and 80% of them are bad. You know what I mean? Like if it wasn't as many, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. If they were actually catered to and actually cared for when they were written, it wouldn't be as big a deal. You know what I mean? But like so many times it's like, well, what if we scrap the idea of Ghost of Tsushima 2 and made it so Ghost of Tsushima, she's gay and a woman in the second one? And it's like, just, you guys, don't you understand that everything is doing this? You know, and it's like, I don't want to hate on something that chooses to do that. I want to be open-minded and I want to give it the chance. But because so many things have shoehorned these ideas into their properties just to get ticket sales, or because someone in Hollywood has an agenda, you know what I mean? It ruins everything. It literally ruins. And like men are frustrated by that more than I think they're frustrated by the idea of representation of women. You know what I mean? And I think the two get construed very easily. Not to say that there aren't men out there that feel the opposite way, you know, actually don't like it. You know, they're out there. They're totally out there. But like, it's annoying. It's annoying as a man that truly like, I do like I just watched The Substance. I'll talk about that later too. And I thought that was a great movie, and it's literally about women. I love the themes. You know what I mean? Like when you give me a good woman central story that's actually well done, I'm all for it. I'm literally like more than I am for an action movie. Like literally.
That's sad is we've had good female adaptations before, and they've been good. But then I don't get why now we're pushing women into everything, and that and I have to talk about this in one of my movie reviews that I have for my section, because I have some choice words about an actress I've liked in the MCU, that once again they do a big action movie, and we're getting these movies. Look, I love Ballerina because it was done right, but
Or
I
Black
don't
Swan.
get. Yeah, but I don't get why we're still doing the let's make this girl boss into an action movie because it'll be really cool. And you make a false narrative and tell people, oh, well, actually, you think you're this actor you love, but no, I made you watch this movie so you can see this chick do all these badass things because
I
she was
also think
goes to the
Hollywood.
MCU, but she. Oh, what did you say, Kevin? Go ahead.
I think Hollywood has a problem with like, right, we don't, not every, I get not every woman needs to be the damsel in distress, right?
They just, but it's like they resent the idea even of it existing. Look at Snow White, look at Peach and the Bowser thing. It's like, we gotta make him girl boss. We gotta make him a girl boss. It's like, what? I'm sorry, I don't mean that.
No, I just feel like I should speak on this because I'm the girl.
Yeah, no, 100%. You're not wrong.
My thing is that right, there's definitely men who either just simply hate the idea, and then obviously there's people who are like, and even I, like, just because the character is the main antagonist does not mean that it's going to be great representation or even a good story. And the problem is that I really blame this during the really early 2010s and now of the girl boss thing, of like they're trying to empower women, but it doesn't work because then they're putting down other women, because there's nothing wrong with having a girl who maybe little is simply just more masculine. Maybe she's buff, maybe she does, she's physically fit or whatever, or she's the more rough and tough and she doesn't quote unquote need a man. But
like the woman in Mandalorian, the first season or two, she was awesome.
But but the problem is too is that then therefore again, I totally get being tired of the damsel distress archetype. That's fine. That's been overdone. But we're losing characters who, especially female characters, who are feminine. But the problem why we don't get to see a lot of more feminine female characters is because because they're both femininity is both seen by men and women as quote unquote weak. So when we see a typical girly girl on screen, we brush it off, or we don't take them as seriously because they just so happen to be maybe wearing all pink and frilly, like typical, like very typical stuff. But that doesn't necessarily mean that woman character is weak-minded, or even if she's physically weak and maybe can't do a bunch of cool action scenes, that doesn't mean that she's not 100% capable of doing something very intelligent or getting away in a physical fight.
Shout out to Silent Hill F that has a feminine character that still is a badass.
And I also think a major problem, especially people have a hard time, I think, seeing themselves in a character that may not always look like them. And I think that's also what's hurting the whole adding representation, because the problem is if you see it, like, here's the thing, I'm a girl, but I see a male character, I think I still have the ability to find relation to that male character, even though he's a male.
100%. And that's where I find
vice versa for females, or even if I'm not a person of color and I would also never understand the struggles that people of color go through, I can totally still find things I can relate to Black or Asian characters depending on the story.
Totally.
So I think the problem is that people aren't willing to find things that they can relate to that person simply, or to that character, because they look different from them. And that's what I think is holding us back in the entertainment industry with these characters. Because people are so quick to write it off as woke or bad or forced diversity without giving it a shot. Sorry, I just wanted to say one more thing.
You're fine.
Kind of off topic, but like with specifically women characters, especially with like Disney, there's no longer romance, because they're pushing the whole, I'm a girl, I don't need a man, right? I'm independent. But the problem is, the problem is like I have seen so many other women who want the romance again, who want the typical Prince Charming in their movies, right? Just for like fun, because the thing is like just because because they're pushing the wrong message, because you can totally be independent, but also have room to have a partner with you.
Be more than one thing. Holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God. And it's like, why do we have to constantly put people in the groups? It's like, oh, you can only be this way, or you can only be that. If you're a badass, you can't be feminine. You know what I mean? It's like, well, no, you can be all these things. We're human. We have different assets to us.
But that's what I think people don't understand about what made old school Star Wars so appealing for people, especially even though people can dog on the writing and other things of the prequels. If you look at the original trilogy and the prequels in Star Wars, that's why we had Leia. That's why we had Padme, because you had a character who she was a love interest.
Right. It wasn't about keeping women representation out of those movies. It was about how it was about war. And men were the ones going to war, but there were still females in it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
People need to understand that females can be, with Padme, things can be, you can be a supporting character and still get a lot to do. They need to stop pushing them to the forefront. You said she's an interesting case?
She's an interesting case to me because I feel like even though she's great, or she's a good character, I'm not denying that. Unfortunately, though, she does get overlooked a lot in the fandom because even though she's obviously more than this, she is mostly often dubbed as, oh, that's Anakin's girl,
Sure.
But here's the thing.
But they've made books about her
and then she died. But
just movie wise, I feel like,
Right. But then
I was talking to
Padme, she's a political senator. She is smart. She is diplomatic. She's a pacifist. Like, that's what makes her interesting. I think what also hurts Padme in the movies, though, is that there's a lot of deleted scenes of her, and I wish they kept some of those deleted scenes, and then maybe people wouldn't have a problem with her character.
Right.
And, like there's Ahsoka.
I was talking for that crowd of like for that specific situation. I was talking about people that really know Star Wars really well from that angle.
Well, but we went into it from the whole movies and representation of women.
Right.
So
if people would actually understand the stories and actually do their homework and realize that if we're using the example of you want to see strong females, you have to watch all the source material with that character. So if you
maybe, Joe, there's an argument for that, but I think we're really just more so talking about representation through Hollywood studios more than anything else.
But all that stuff is available. So what I'm saying is, like, for instance, like, you can ignore the books, but if you want to see Padme at her best, you can go and watch her in Clone Wars and get a much better understanding of how she is. Because you get seasons of a show to develop that character. And that's still canon to the movies. The books, you can take it or leave it. You can do whatever. But normally, there's
a really bad argument that also exists in what you're saying that Disney themselves have tried to use when it comes to specifically Episode 9, where they came out with I don't know how many extra books to explain things that happened in Episode 9. But it's like you had to spend over $100 and read like 7 different books in order to fully understand Episode 9. Fuck that.
What I'm saying is ignore the book. Ignore the book statement. I'll answer that in a second, Brandon. Well, what I'm saying is basically look at the physical media in front of you when you're looking at, hey, Clone Wars is before these things with Padme. Watch these as a prequel. Like, we were talking about Welcome to Derry and right? You're having a prequel. Watch the prequel with the character where she has the most screen time. Because in the prequels, she is shown as a senator, and she's shown as a badass, and then she dies. In Clone Wars, you have 7 seasons of basics of how she is as a character to build on, where you can literally go and look. Hey, Padme, look at what she did. Look at how her and Anakin's relationship was. Look at what she did as a senator. You get to see that. You get to see her butting heads with Palpatine. You get to see her saying, "Hey, this is my thing. I believe in this. we're doing this. Oh, sorry, C3, but you got to stay at home. Me and the clones are going to go on this mission. Like in the Clone Wars movie, she actually teams up with the clones to go and stop a massive plot. Like, they gave her a big part. Do you remember that, Kevin?
Yes, I remember, but like I understand why you're bringing up the Clone Wars stuff, which is very true and factual that she definitely gets more screen time. But again, unfortunately, not everybody is gonna do that, though.
Yeah.
But they need to. If
I
they
know,
No,
but
no, they need to make the movies good enough that they don't need to do stuff like that.
But we can't. When we're using the Padme example, specifically about this one character, we can't go backwards. There's no way to go backwards. Nobody will ever remake the prequels, so
No, I know.
you can't go backwards.
But
So
that's why the
my
complaints
point.
exist. That's why
Yeah.
the complaints
So that's what I'm
exist. You know what I
saying.
mean?
For the people that are complaining right now, they need to get off their ass and go do their work. If they
Yeah, but
care
the
about
complaint
that character.
isn't based in a complaint about the lore of Star Wars. It's based
Right.
in the bad representation of a woman
Right,
in
I'm
a
not arguing
movie.
that. I was
In
using
a
that as an
movie.
example. I was using that example as that's the past. That's a good example of how things were different at a simpler time. So my point of the statement was that if people want to go back and look at good characters, they should go and look at these characters as examples and look at what they need to be looking at from further points.
Yeah, I mean, what they should be on live
Yes.
action, sure, you know what I mean? But like,
Because no female in current existing Disney canon even compares to like characters that were in the 80s or the 2000s. Because they were literally the original characters that were actually you could appeal
and
to.
isn't that like it's ironic as hell too, because we also
Yes.
call that same time period dated, and we're like, look at how much of a like the woman was just a useless character.
Right.
But then like at the same time, like that's so not the case with so many of the same stuff that
Right.
comes from that time. Like Alien, you know what I mean? Like Sigourney Weaver, main character, like amazing action movie, a great movie. You know, like there it still exists back in the day. It's not everything is so
I
dated.
agree with what
You know?
you're saying. So we have a couple of questions here. So Brandon wants to know if you've seen Tron, if you've seen the Tron movies because for Luke, because he says
Never.
does he think of the female characters in the Tron franchise? So he's never seen the Tron movies.
I've never
Brandon.
seen any of the Tron movies, to be honest. Yeah,
And then
I've
we had
played
another one. We had a couple
played the
other
Tron
ones
level
from
in Kingdom Hearts too.
Oh, that's cool. And the other thing we had from Brandon, I'll put on the screen for us. So we had two of them, and everything we can answer. So first one, could we see Professor X die since this is one of Patrick Stewart's last acting roles? Oh, it's not rumored news, Brandon. I heard it's confirmed that this is his last role.
I have a theory too, by the way, that I think that they could line up this whole thing with like, you know, if we're gonna get Avengers versus X-Men and everything, like they might line it up where it's not the Avengers that take out the X-Men, but it's Professor X himself, and then look at what happens in Logan. You know what I mean? What if like Wolverine's the one that has to get Professor X out of there because he starts losing his mind and starts killing everybody?
They can do that considering
like,
he has a smaller role than the other X-Men in this movie we're hearing about from the trailers. So I
Sure.
can see that. I think they're saving Deadpool and Wolverine to kind of be like a Lord of the Rings Return of the King / Two Towers thing, where they come in the middle of the battle and just have to start causing chaos like an army or something. Because I think that's kind of the move, is to use those two characters in that way. And then our last one is Brandon said, where is it? I gotta find it. So he was talking about Ultron and Vision Quest, but I think AJ kind of really summed that one up where we've heard that he's confirmed to be in Vision Quest. But then he said this. Speaking of MCU Phase 5, first of all, we need to address this, Brandon. You say MCU Phase 5, and maybe a lot of people just have lost count of how, because the way the MCU works, we're not in Phase 5 anymore. These aren't Phase 5 projects. What you're listing here are Phase 6 projects. And
when does Phase 6 officially start?
Fantastic Four.
Oh, okay.
We're in Phase 6. Like literally, Ironheart was the end of Phase 5.
Okay.
Yes. So we're in phase 6 now. So before
It's so funny how no one cares anymore.
Right,
Remember when we were all like, "Oh man, what's it like phase 4? Spider-Man's gonna start phase 4. That's really cool." Like nobody even knows the start of phase 5 or 6.
So
You know what I mean?
talking about which I talked about earlier.
Like, tell me right now the beginning of phase 5.
Couldn't tell you. I mean,
Yeah,
well, actually, no,
they lost. They lost it. That's why.
I know what the beginning of phase 5 was, and I hate that I know.
What is it? Shang-Chi or something?
No, phase 5. That was phase 4. Phase 5 actually started with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Oh.
We started with the most horrible thing in the world, and then literally just kept going down the shitter until we got Guardians 3, and then that was great, and then everything else just kind of down the shitter.
Yeah, Spider-Man 3, arguably good, arguably bad.
Yep, nostalgia bait. But so yeah, phase 6 projects, do you think will be the best? So this is the question for all of us. So it's speaking of MCU phase 6 projects, do you think will be the best Marvel shows between Spider-Man freshman year, but he means Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man because they changed that title. Spider-Man Brand New Day, Daredevil Born Again Season 2, and X-Men 97 Season 2. So these are our choices. Everyone can give an answer. Yeah, I agree with that, AJ.
X-Men 97, probably for me.
That's for you? You're saying 97? Okay, that's okay. What about you, Luke? You got to pick only one of these projects. What do you think is going to be you'll like the best or is going to be the best?
What are the options again? I'm sorry, I'm kind of glued to the screen.
Spider-Man, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2, which you liked Season 1.
Right.
Spider-Man Brand New Day, Daredevil Born Again Season 2, and X-Men 97 Season 2.
I mean, I want to say X-Men 97 just because of principle, but I haven't really watched it. You know what I mean? So like at the same,
you should be watching 97. 97.
I kind of want to say Spider-Man because I really liked Season 1.
Yeah, and I think we all have different takes because I think Ken is gonna say 97, and even though I love 97, and I know that you and I want to go in the Spider-Man camp, but I was very vocal about this during New York Comic-Con. I think everybody knows it's kind of. I shouldn't even say my thing. It's kind of obvious what I'm gonna say because it's on the list. I'm just gonna say it. For me,
say it.
For me, it's got to be Daredevil Born Again Season 2 because we're getting a coherent season of what we should have gotten in Season 1 coherently, and with Daredevil, unlike what we're hearing about Spider-Man, we're actually getting street-level shit in Marvel. It can actually be done. Punisher's not running around shooting a Hulk in there. He's fighting Task Force, and you're getting the fucking Defenders back. Like I have a video about Iron Fist coming out in the next couple of days, and like, dude, street-level heroes actually fighting like street-level threats, which is not what we're gonna get in Spider-Man. So, from what my new report says. So, and we got Bullseye in there. We got more Vigilantes. We're getting the Defenders. Jessica Jones is coming back. And I told people this. We're talking about favorite. We're talking about MCU canon female, right? Earlier, you want to know a great example? Who's a great female as a Marvel character? Fucking Christian Ritter as Jessica Jones is fucking goated as.
Oh yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, because she's like tough, but she can also be like, I want to be in a relationship with Luke. I can have a boyfriend, but still kick people's teeth in. Like she can do both. Like it's great. So yeah, I gotta go Born Again Season 2. Too many good things, man. Too many good things. We're getting Defenders back. I mean, we're getting peak fight scenes. Phil Severa. God damn, that man is goated. That man's choreography skills are next level. And this time it's to be coherent. They finished an entire season without writing issues. Feige gotten what's his name? Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio got in Feige's face, and he said, "You see what you did to our show? We just want to do what the fans want and give a continuation to one of the greatest Marvel shows in the history of television that deserves a proper conclusion. And you didn't let us do that because your fucking writers that you hired wanted to make an entire new show, and then we had to go and fix it. But we can only salvage 2 episodes because you fucking morons had to get in there and piss off one of my favorite IPs of all time. So, yeah. So even though I did enjoy Born Again, I do think that it hurt my heart to hear that there was an inconsistent season of one of my favorite character shows. So, but out of all the Phase 5 projects that came out, I would say Daredevil's up there in terms of the project we got, because even with the inconsistencies, the consistent things, I love it. You know what I was actually watching again today that I still love this scene? I was rewatching the scene today where Daredevil, where Matt has the conversation with Frank for the first time in episode 4, and when John Bernthal is getting in his face and he's sitting down, and he's like, come on, Frank, it was all set up. You should be of service. Oh, so you're of service when you got your Halloween costume on, punching bad guys? I was of service, Red. I've had it with your candy ass shit. Like you were coming here and I wash my hands with that guilt. Like, I think I don't see my son every die. And then my favorite thing is like, what about and he's like, you okay with breathing the same air as Bullseye? And he's like, he ends the conversation with like, Matt's like, he got life. And then he's like, what about Fox? Did he get life? Like man, that shit just kills, man. John Bernthal killed that shit. Like it just,
yeah, he did.
It is so good. Like all that shit, like the acting of that show, the fist snapping the dude's like head, like just to show how ruthless he is. Just I'm a fan of the street level, baby. I love me the street level shit. Like it does help that, by the way, I did just get Daredevil to Lord in Marvel Rivals recently. So,
yeah, you're all about him.
And I played comp with him. He's been my main character, like, and I knew he would be, but now he's definitely like my main, because I had a game last night. I was just playing quick play with Jake and everyone, and I got penta, bros. Like I got like 6 kill streak, just going crazy on everybody. Just like it was crazy. But yes, love those shows. Yeah, I think definitely I'm of the opinion that Born Again's what I'm waiting for. I think like I'll like X-Men. I'm excited about Polaris. I like the Spider-Man season. I'm not feeling so strong about Brand New Day after that new report now, because this is not what I wanted from this movie. Like, I mean, I was really excited because I love the Shang-Chi movie, and I really hate that the MCU can't seem to get out of we have to do the multiverse, or we have to do the spider totems, or we have to do an experiment about gamma symbiotes.
They can't go back at this point. That's probably part of why, though. Oh my god!
At least Daredevil's not fighting super soldiers or some shit. That's good.
Nah.
If the worst thing that happens is Daredevil just fighting the hand and fighting ninjas, that I can handle. That's fine. That still stays in the realm of epicness. So, but this shit, like in Spider-Man, really gets me concerned, because it's like, man, it's just, I had hope. I really hope that we're going to finally get a street level Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, but it ain't gonna happen. Not truly.
No, not the way we want. Maybe Spider-Man 5. Give me Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and Daredevil, and maybe we can make it happen. Come on, let's get it. Let's have hope. I
mean,
want
here's the thing, though. Isn't Sony being like, you can't have Miles until the Spider-Verse films are done, or something like that?
Yeah, but we don't know when they're gonna do Spider-Man 5. Maybe we can wait a little bit and then jump back in.
The hierarchy of Spider-Verse is about to change.
Yeah, that whole thing is stupid. And Brandon had another thing. Unpopular opinion, I believe the best way to do female characters is looking at Autobot, Transformer, RC, and Transformers Prime, who has flaws, but she's a good character. Yeah, that's a good take. I love that AJ just said Phase 5 is trash.
Yeah, see, that's another thing, too, is like, we love characters who are flawed, right? But then this just comes with, typical sexism, is that when we actually get a flawed female character, and depending on what she does, sometimes we get a bad character, right? Or a character that does something bad. But if a female character makes a mistake, I see automatically videos all the time of like,
oh yeah, you're not wrong about that.
she's this and this. I'm like, guys, she did one thing, and it wasn't
Like,
even that
you
crazy.
can't. Well, that's the stupid thing is people can't ever win. They can't pick whatever they want. They're like they either want half of this, they either have to be all this thing, or they have to be none of this thing. And it's unfortunately people just have to
Not able to win with everybody. I get that, but still, it's like it's really the people who claim they want better women characters, and then when they do get more complex women characters, not 2D dimensional, they like they complain about it.
I like your Skeletor impression. I think that's a good
that's
impact on everything.
that's what annoying people sound like to me. They go wah.
It is a rare situation. So,
it's like every white dude in the 20s.
Wah.
So should we shift gears, and since we get so frustrated with the MCU, should we talk about the better? Should we talk about the better superhero universe? Should we talk about the better superhero universe? We talk about DC.
Snyderverse? Yeah, let's talk about the Snyderverse.
Both. Don't trap me like that. I'm gonna go off camera again.
Oh no, it's okay. Let's be serious now. What's
serious,
about DC?
we talk about the DC stuff. So Kenna, you had that thing about leaked footage of Supergirl. You said
I did. It's pretty old. I feel like I think it's been out for a month or maybe more, but there's a leaked behind the scenes footage action scene, and she's like in a tank, and she climbs out, and she like kicks the guy in the face, whoever the soldier was fighting it. And I remember our conversation about it last time, Joe, of how like this movie is very based on or inspired by the Woman of Tomorrow comic where she's in space. But I do think we're still going to get space things with Supergirl. However, I do think we're going to see maybe more emphasis on Supergirl doing something about the fallout of what Superman did in the first movie with the two countries that were.
I think that could happen too, because we do know that they're reshooting the movie. Well, not reshooting it completely, because a lot of companies pay for reshoots, but they're doing reshoots with corn sweat in it now. And I don't think it'll be anything massive, but I think it might be just enough to like kind of, because I do think that you gotta have Supergirl on Earth at some point, considering we know that she's gonna be a Man of Tomorrow. Right. Like that's already been confirmed. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a segment of the movie where they are dealing with the fallout of that. And it's funny because even though we got the vibe of her at the end of, I know people.
Oh my god, guys!
What happened?
Oh my god, are you beating Nightmare 4?
Just beat Nightmare 4.
Wow! Woo!
Hey, now you can show us how to do it.
Woo! Yeah, now I can do it again. I was MVP.
Nice.
Well, then now you know that you've beaten it. Now you got to beat it with us. So
I know, but it was something to focus on. It was nice. I got lost in thought while doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think you have a point there, kind of. And I heard there was a new statement from one of the actors for Supergirl. I think he plays Kara's father for the flashbacks. He was asked some Q&A where he said he couldn't say much about the movie, but he was asked about how accurate it is to Woman of Tomorrow, and he said that it's a very, other than the Lobo stuff, which is what the original comic book writer, which is working on this movie, because unlike Marvel, oh, you have to play your music. You're gonna get us some copyright claims, brother.
No, that one's good. Don't worry about that.
Are you sure?
No, I've done it. I've done it plenty of times.
It's own music, man. It's gonna get you. Remember, I'm monetized. The rules are different for me than they are for you. I'm under the microscope where if I do one thing wrong, it's more than a slap on my wrist. So
yeah, it should be all right.
You get warnings. I get like claim, strike.
No, I feel you.
Warning,
I mean, I get strikes too. I have one warning from something I did, but it was a while ago, like Lord of the Rings stuff. It's a different
level when you get a strike when you're monetized, though. It's a whole different world. But yeah, no, it still sucks getting a strike in general. I actually was able to get my strikes that I've had basically because I could prove that it wasn't strike worthy. I was able to get them unstriked pretty easily. There was one thing where I didn't have headphones and I was able to, and I made a good case for it, and I actually ended up winning the case, which was good.
Nice.
So, yeah, but usually I would like to not have strikes.
Oh yeah.
But so there was so yeah, so with DC, so it seems like this guy says it's gonna be pretty close to an adaptation of the comic, but the Lobo stuff is something the comic book writer. And what my point was is Marvel doesn't seem to know what it's like to actually bring in comic book writers to write comic book movies. So at least James Gunn decided to go and went, hey, we're going to get Tom King, who did Woman of Tomorrow, wants to continue his work with this story that he never got to do. So I think it's cool. We got a comic book writer writing a comic book movie. I think that's kind of cool. I don't know why. It's just something I thought was cool when I heard about it.
No, I can dig that. One thing I'm right now I'm looking at all this and I'm just like, why did I not just unlock Queen Slayer? The only thing you get from unlocking, beating it on Nightmare 4.
Are you sure that you beat Nightmare 4?
I'm 100% sure. There's no way that was Nightmare 3.
I don't.
You did that so fast, so effortlessly. Like when we were talking,
You beat
like,
two others, right?
Like how are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
How are you doing that with talking? What would you have done that you wouldn't have gotten Kingslayer for?
I don't know. Weird, right?
Yeah, I know on their AJ we can listen to the music
again.
We can listen to the music on stream. It has to be certain types of music, AJ. Where this type, anything that's a popular, owned by somebody else brand, that's where we get in trouble. Where Twitch and Kick, I don't know their rules. I mean, Luca has done Twitch, but I don't know too much on that one.
Right, yeah, I'm monetized on Twitch, not YouTube.
I'm close to monetization on Twitch, despite I barely do anything over there.
Well, it takes a while. Not a while, but you would have to rebuild everything you've done so far. Yeah, because you need a consistent 3 average viewers to get monetized.
I get people. What I do is I double up when I use Restream. I double up on podcasts over there, and so I get double the viewership. But I get people from Twitch coming to our podcast when I've done double up. So. And I get new followers over on Twitch and almost everything because of our engagement and our fun stuff, our shows, our topics. People like it. Sorry, 9:00. Dang. It's normally not as long as what we go for our show. Not copywriting over there. Oh, that's cool, AJ. I mean, the last thing I had was about DC was I've heard that because of the news that Lanterns is going to come after Supergirl, that the trailer is probably going to be a little delayed for it. That was the last thing I heard. And I heard it corroborated that Lanterns is now coming out after Supergirl, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in to Legions.
Well, are we going to talk about Visions, bro?
Oh, yeah, you want to do that? Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot. It was 9:00 already. So I was kind of like, oh.
That's because we got into that MCU.
Yeah, that dropped us. Okay, we can talk about Visions a little bit. That's right. I guess Kenna and you got to go first because you guys have seen the most episodes.
All right.
And I'll chime in with the stuff I've seen.
Okay. Well.
Oh, then we got our movie segment to do as well. That's right.
Right. Our movie segment. I'll keep my Visions review short. So episode 1 was good. Episode 2 was pretty good. Episode 3 was good. Episode 4 was good. Episode 5, not so good. Episode 6 was okay. Episode 7 was really good. And then episode 8 was okay. Then episode 9 was my favorite. The finale episode. I think
9 was really cool.
I loved 9 because it told its story through very beautiful animation montages rather than
Right.
typical dialogue or basic act 1 and act 2 like story that we see a lot in these Vision episodes. And it was stormtrooper focused, and it was very in the very beginning it kind of reminded me. At first I thought it was going to be the like death troopers, like the zombie stormtroopers. I thought we were going to get that, but I liked how it turned out more to be we're following the stormtroopers kind of quick flash life moments and conflict of being a stormtrooper at war. And there's this one moment where he's at peace with a woman who's probably like, I don't know, his wife or something, but he doesn't see her anymore because he is at war on with the First Order. So it was just like something so new and refreshing.
It was very cool, and jazz music the whole time, like it was very cool.
So the finale was cool. That's good to hear.
I think as a whole, is Visions 3 my favorite? I don't think so. I think I like 2 a little more, but I think Visions 3 had the best final episode, I think, though.
So you think this is the best finale? Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I feel very similarly where, I'm not in love with the show. I love the concept of the show, and I think it works very well with Star Wars, just the formula of like episode to episode stories, because you can just touch into parts of Star Wars that don't get always touched into as much. You know what I mean? Like with the movies, there's all this pressure. Well, it's not really that way with an animated show, and you can kind of have more liberties and play around with the world a bit more, I feel like, and get different aspects that you don't necessarily want out of a movie, but still exist in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
I thought the first episode is the best one, though. As much as I do like episode the finale, and I think it's probably the best episode of the season, and it's most artistic. I personally liked the first one the most.
Right. I think the first one was the better continuation, because there were other episodes
Sure.
Continuations of others, but I think that was the better continued one.
Right. No, and the artwork in a lot of them is just very cool. It's cool to see Star Wars in an anime fashion. I'd like to see more of it. Some of it, I'm like episode 5. Like, it's weird because with this kind of show, like, it reminds me of reading comics where it's like there'd be some random Star Wars comic that would come out that would be like episode 5, and I probably wouldn't have a problem with it. You know what I mean? It'd be like, okay, whatever. But I don't know, something about the show even has a little bit more pressure than the comic does, where it's like you want something good out of it. And I think the whole representation of women thing goes right back to this, because here we are. It's Disney territory more than anybody else. Disney is the company that is doing this shit more than anybody else out there, whether it's Marvel or whether it's Star Wars. It's one or the other. And like it's the same thing here again, where it's like, oh my God, I think there's like one male character that's grown that's like a lead. I guess like you could consider the finale one, but it's a faceless one essentially with no dialogue, like you're saying. You know what I mean? But it feels so much like just men are predators. You know what I mean? Like, can we stop with this fucking like message, Disney? Please.
I totally Disney doesn't do the best female representation, but I think with Star Wars Vision specifically, I personally didn't get I just didn't get the overdone female lead thing.
It's just like it's so much. I even remember this with early season 1 with Visions though, where it's just like, all right, here's 4 different stories about female Jedis. I can't even name a female Jedi. You know what I mean? Like besides Ahsoka and I guess Rey. You know what I mean? Like, and it's cool to like add them in, but like it feels shoehorned on a certain level where it's like, here's 3 different stories about like a young teenage girl Jedi. You know what I mean? And it feels like an anime thing. And I get they are anime things. And I don't like young characters all the time as my leads. Personally,
Yeah.
I just don't like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I felt very strongly
And then
about
when
like,
you make it
oh, go ahead.
young girls on top of that, and they're wielding fucking lightsabers, like it's that girl boss shit again. You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, sure, you could do the same thing with a male, and I'm not expecting like a male teenager to be amazing at it either. You know what I mean? But like, I know it's like a fictional universe and everything else, and it's like you're trying to apply this world's logic to a fictional world's logic, but like I just don't see like all these female teenage girls becoming Jedis. I don't know. It just like I feel like the original lore of Star Wars, where it's like it was about men, and like I'm not trying to say it should be. It felt like it made more sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And like
I agree.
But my thing is like this goes back into like how the Jedi Order, they're not perfect either, but I'm not that disbelieved about teenagers, male or female, wielding lightsabers, since the whole point of the Jedi Order is that they take these force sensitive people literally as babies or children. So I mean, I totally understand.
I think it's just a representation of the time. If you were to take Star Wars literally 30 years ago and read any of the expanded EU, I'm sure you can find badass female characters, but none of them are going to be written the way they are in this. And for me, maybe it's a stylistic complaint where it's like, okay, here's young girls in anime form Star Wars stories. You know what I mean? Like, and I can't. It doesn't.
It's like, another thing too that I feel like people don't realize is like if you're just simply not the demographic, that's also just okay,
But I feel like they're trying very hard to make it for a demographic that it's not based for, and that's part of why you get so much of the male complaint. You know what I mean? Like where it's like, oh my god, and it's like because they're trying so hard to get females interested in it. But I feel like there's just a level of like, yo.
Well,
girls aren't all into this. They just aren't.
Is that there's already tons of women who are into Star Wars or who
that too.
are dirty things. Like they've been here. They've been here since literally when it was
beginning.
Only Princess Leia, right? All we had.
And not to say they should like steer away from it. It's just like it's the way that they're doing it. Like I don't know, like think of the lo-fi girl in her room listening to lo-fi music that you see for a picture on every lo-fi fucking playlist. It's like we're taking that and making it like like the most popular shit, and I don't fucking like it. I want adults. I want adults and real mature stories. That's what I want. And I can deal with the kids here and there, but when it's too much of it, I just don't like it. When it's too much of like all this others, like just this anime bubbly fucking, I'm not into it. That's me though.
I agree with you because the thing. You had something to say?
I was just gonna say the whole Star Wars anime. I wanted to bring I think it was episode 7 episode 7. Even though Star Wars Visions was mostly known as Star Wars, but as an anime, I really felt like that one episode was like actually anime, because I feel like the other episodes were like, this is an anime, but it just like so happens to have like Star Wars stuff in it. But I feel like the Smuggler episode kind of actually felt like a whole different series, or an episode that could have been a whole series within the actual Star Wars lore, because it feels like the other Star Wars episodes and Visions in the animation style is just like references or cameos put about.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Was actually, and of course episode 9, but that's because it's mostly a Stormtrooper centric episode.
Yeah. Sure.
But 7 was actually something completely or almost completely original, and it actually felt like they were in the world of Star Wars rather than, oh look, there's that alien.
And I would say the same thing for the first episode too. You know what I mean? Where it's like and it's what makes it enjoyable more than anything. Is like, and that's what I mean by the believability of it. Sure, Star Wars is it from a dated time. You know what I mean? But like, what's wrong with taking what it was and riding with that? You know what I mean? You don't have to change its identity just to have it keep up with current times. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
I
don't like,
agree.
you know,
Yeah,
like
no, I'm literally watching. Yeah, I've only seen the first 4 episodes, but from what I've watched, I have the same complaint. Like I literally told Kenna my least favorite episode of all the episodes I've seen is episode 2, because one of the things I hate about episode 2 is the fact that, well, the points you made, Luke, is about the young girls, right? Um, is because I hate that, to me, especially someone who's watched a lot of anime, I hate the I hate that this little girl's like Naruto in the sense where she's like, "Oh, look, I can't do this. I'm weak, and look, I'm gonna be strong. And look, the droid says I can be strong. Believe it, I'm gonna be a great Jedi." Like, I hate that shit. That shit
I think
pisses
it's
me off.
fine, you know what I mean? But like it's just it's there isn't really even like one story where it's a
Well,
boy
the thing that makes
doing
me
that.
sad, I told Kenna
That's
this, and
my thing about it. It's like
I don't know if Kenna noticed it because she said that she didn't pick up on the things that we're picking up on. But the thing that I noticed is it shows to me that because Disney is Disney and they'll always be the way that they are, even something that's not even connected to the main Star Wars timeline isn't untouchable from Kathleen and Bob Iger's reach. They can even infect anime. Like they're literally, their reach is so bizarre that everything.
well, yeah,
even
because
even with
all these creators feel an incredible privilege to even be involved in anything that Disney
yeah,
is doing with
but
Star
like
Wars. They don't have any choice over what they're probably doing for the most
it
part.
just sucks the fact that you would think Elseworld would be something that they like. Oh, maybe it'll make money if we have creative visions and whatever cool stuff. But they got their noses in the pie still. They're still going into anything that can make them money. They're like, oh, anime is a huge market. Look at what they're saying about Demon Slayer right now. Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna go and get on in on this, Mr. Bob Iger. It's like,
But they have been for a minute. Visions has been out for a while now. This is just
yeah.
season 3. You know what I mean?
But I didn't
And
realize any of
it's
their involvement.
sometimes I really like the ways they do this kind of stuff though. But I did get the like, why can't we have one about a young boy doing the same thing? If we're gonna have like 4 about young girls doing this, like we can't have one about a young boy. I don't get
love
that.
the first.
But
I
like,
love the first one. Because I've
we
always loved the Ronin stuff.
that's
And I
kind of what
liked
episode
everything.
5 was, though. You know,
Yeah.
kind of that's the funny part to me. And then that one ended up being like very stylistic, very stylistic. You know what I mean? Like where, if you're not into everybody being a kid off the bat, like it's almost like a Dragon Ball Daima vibe of Star Wars episode anime.
People hated.
You know what I mean?
Hated that. People hated that for sure.
I don't know. I think some people are into it, but I'm not one.
I
of them.
heard people
Well,
were.
I'm
really
just
pissed
not a
about
big
that.
anime fan, but like even when I first started this up, like I said to Kenna because I already knew she watched it, I'm like, this is sick. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean, I just come off episode 1, which I thought was sick, and getting into episode 2, but I still like the beginning of 2 quite a bit with the AT-AT stuff,
I
like
like
dodging
episode
everything.
1. Yeah, I like episode 1 because of the fact that I liked in the earlier season of Vision, especially the first season. I'm kind of giving the book. I read the book about it too. I love the Ronin part of Star Wars. I just love.
Oh yeah,
when they did
no,
the
it's a
Vision
cool
stuff.
take. You
I
know,
love the Ronin stuff. I think and especially because I've not felt Disney has done very good with their lightsaber choreography lately compared to what they used to do. I really like how they handled the scene with like the Ronin showdowns. Like
sure.
the one, like I actually kind of got a vibe from Duel of Fates at moments where the one
Oh yeah.
his name is the Grand Master was kind of like kicking away the apprentice and then getting the master out of there and just that
Right.
stuff. Is
No,
cool.
that first episode is very, very cool too.
And
where
the anime
like,
feeling of it, of like, because in this art world, I like the fact when the Grand Master, there would be moments where he would like be so fast that he would almost like disappear and then reappear. I really like that effect because it's like the thing in animation, you can do things you can't do in live action, and I really liked how that was handled. I thought that was cool. So yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like Yeah, I am on the opposite camp that I love anime when it's done right, but like Visions has always been kind of like I've noticed as a pattern that, and I get that you want to make stories for everyone, but you can only make so many of these stories with little girls
When you
that
try to be for everybody, you end up being for nobody.
Yep. That's my thing. It's
we
like
should get a
I
shirt
know
that says
that
that.
I'm kind of in the demographic of like I literally don't really gaff about young girls being the main characters, but I also see the side, and I totally agree with like the stories are just mediocre too. Like
Yeah,
episode 3, that was mediocre, but that doesn't mean just
a
because
lot of them are.
I believe that was
Yeah,
bad. It was just mediocre, you know. But
Yeah, it's yeah. I think it's more so about like stylistic expression than it really is like well told stories. You know.
mhm.
yeah.
Um,
I don't think these episodes are long enough where you're getting a full story. It's more like, hey, can we make this look as anime as possible and
or
do
I
just
different? Yeah.
thing,
I
So
think it is cool though. It'd be like cool to watch one episode of it every here and there in between other stuff. Like if I'm doing a Toonami type like Discord watch party or something, you know, One Piece and Naruto, throw on a Visions episode. That would be kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like that would fit in, and depending on which one you put on too. But you could even make ones that like when you try to binge through this, I think that's probably the problem too. You know, it's like I'm making myself watch something that I'm not necessarily super into, and I'm making myself watch all 9 episodes right in a row. You know, so like it gets old on you. And when like, you know, I get a vibe from one episode and we're going into the next one, and I'm like, it's kind of already like the last one. And you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, let's see how it goes. And it ends
yeah,
up
that
just
makes
being
sense.
kind of okay too. Then you get even more burnt out for the next one. You know what I mean? And they become more and more judgmental is kind of what
Yeah,
happens.
it becomes an issue for sure. That's
Or you
definitely an
become more
issue.
judgmental after each episode, you know, depending on
Yeah.
your reaction
Either
from
way
the last
either
one.
way you look at it, you're like no matter what way you slice the pie, you're still slicing the pie.
Right. You should try to go into
Yeah.
it with the open mind again. But like when you just watch 3 episodes in a row of something and you're like,
Still not good enough. Yeah.
right. You're like, that's like you, Joe. You didn't want to finish Alien Earth. You know what I mean? Like you're like, I got 5 episodes in. I saw everything I needed to see. You know what I mean? So
Well, because
it's,
I just feel like when, especially the content creator making content about things, if I can tell a show's not for me, I always give something a benefit of the doubt. But a show, we live in a world where our time and our attention is valuable. If you haven't grabbed my attention and we're halfway through the show, you're not going to get it. It's not going to happen.
Mhm.
also
Like
like, is it just assumes that like every straight boy is like into Star Wars? You know what I mean?
I think it's
Because like
assumed.
there's also like a huge like I don't know. I feel like
Well,
there's a lot more
here's
like
the
gay dudes than there was 20 years
well,
ago. But I
because
could
they
be
changed
wrong. It could just be
because
that it's okay to be gay now, and now
well they
they're just
changed the
all open
narrative
about it.
because
But
they changed the narrative because it used to not be that way. It used to what used to happen is like especially back in my age, even though you're a little older than me, from my point of view and from what I've seen other people say, when the prequels came out, you would get bullied for liking Star Wars.
hold on, let me.
Even if you were alive,
I just want to say like my thing like why is it that we have to push certain demographics so fucking hard that we can't show quote unquote normal ones at all? You know
because
what I mean?
I've accepted the
Like, if
reality
you
that
really want diversity and you really want variety, then you show it all, not just the things that are being underlooked. You know what I
well,
mean?
that's the
Like, there should
problem
be
that we run
something
into.
for everyone. But I think part of it too is they're so afraid to have something of what they're asking, like what we're asking for in this case when it comes to Disney, which is like, can you just give us a like good lead male, please? You know, that's like straight. Because we have not that everywhere else, and that's what was good before. I like it's just like why I don't know. I don't know.
Well, here's the problem
I don't even know what
that
to
I
say about it.
realized.
It's just frustrating. You know what
Well,
I
here's
mean?
the
Like
problem that I realized that's even worse about this situation is I was watching a video today, and like you were saying, your narrative of gay people being into Star Wars, right? There are people. There's a big YouTuber, not nothing massive, but he's got far more subscribers than I do, and he does his own podcast. And he's gay, and then he's got friends that are just kind of bi or whatever, like whatever their thing, right? But there are people that are clamoring still to this day, even though the sequel trilogy was utter garbage. There are people now talking that the sequel trilogy was good and that we just lacked vision and that because we don't understand the agenda of the Star Wars is for them now, not for us. And like literally like the Acolyte's an amazing show, it never should have canceled. Like all these different narratives. Oh, you should be nice to the Obi-Wan show. Oh, Reva's a great character. All these different,
shut up.
All these different stupid narrative, like stupid things I'm seeing, and I'm seeing people now, especially with the Hunt for Ben Solo movie that was happening with Adam Driver, that's not happening, and then you're getting people with, I agree, AJ. This is just what I'm hearing, and then you're getting people literally saying stupid nonsense like, I don't want to grift, but with Star Wars, I kind of have to because I feel like I'm on the side where I'm not going to win because I want to be excited for Ahsoka season 2, but I'm kind of worried it's just going to be more of the same thing.
And I think the theme of this whole episode is Disney is shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
I might change the title to that, honestly. I might
because it's really like the things I'm complaining about right now when it comes to like women and shit. It really isn't as existent in other stuff.
You know what's crazy?
It's really a Disney problem. You know what I mean?
And I know you say it's all Disney, but you know what I want to bring something crazy to you up is when we talk about our movie segment, I'm going to prove that that's not always the case.
I mean,
I saw a movie that's not made by Disney that did the same
sure
thing
they're
Disney
out
did,
there. You know what I mean?
horrible.
But Disney does it time after time after time after time and still
Disney
doesn't
just
learn.
does it consistently. And the thing is, we out here, we catch them with their hand in the cookie jar. But other people, the problem that we're running into is people are supporting this shit. There are people that are going to go see the Rey movie. There are people that are going to continue to support this shit.
Well, it's not wrong to support Star Wars and want it to be good. You know what I mean?
No,
but like,
they like the bad shit. I'm telling you, I can send you a video. There is literally a video I watched today of people saying Rey's an amazing character. They just need better writers. And Rey wasn't a Palpatine. People were defending the Rey Skywalker thing today. And I'm like, what the fuck are we smoking? Like, what is happening to the world? Like, people.
It could have been a good character, but they eviscerated her essentially. You know, but
yeah. But no, they're standing by that she's a great character. This movie's gonna make her a great character, and especially this movie they're doing. They still have an activist. They still have an activist directing this movie that literally said her agenda in this movie. She's not trying to make a good movie to make a good movie. Her agenda in her PR team didn't stop them from saying this. Is I like making men uncomfortable. I like making a lot of documentary, and they gave that lady a Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
where a woman is the lead. And they essentially want to make Rey Obi-Wan. They want to put Rey in this Starfighter movie, and they want to make her Obi-Wan. They're going to age her up, make her old, and make her like, hey, look, I'm all wise. I'm a Jedi Master. I'm going to be what Luke was going to be. I'm like,
yeah, that all sounds frustrating. I'll give you that. But I do want to say before everything gets wrapped up, you know, no, I want to talk about the substance actually because
we're gonna get to that. Like I said, that's our next segment. I have 2 more segments before we cap off.
Oh damn!
We'll get through them quick though.
2.
The second one isn't as long. It's just I had to mention it because it's on our topics.
What do you got?
I want to talk about One Piece, baby. Come on.
One Piece. Oh, the trailer for season 2.
Yeah, man.
A quick mention. I still haven't watched it. I still haven't finished season 1, to be honest.
Okay, I'll do it real quick before we jump into these reviews real quick.
Sure.
All I want to say is I said it before you were on stream. I'm more excited for One Piece season 2 than I am Stranger Things season 5. Because I love the first season. And I'm not someone like, we talk about anime on this stream. There's so many episodes of One Piece. I don't know all the lore that goes into One Piece, so I'm just a casual person that likes pirates and likes anime. I grew up as a kid. I did watch some of the episodes when they were on Cartoon Network. But the concept of One Piece, just watching from the live action perspective, you gave me my 3 favorite things. You gave me great characters, and you gave me martial arts, and you gave me a good story, and it's about pirates. And I freaking love pirates. And Luffy's a fun character, and this trailer, you got Joe Manganiello in this thing playing Crocodile. Like, this trailer is more of a behind the scenes thing, or it's more like a featurette. But there's little things in it, little nuggets that's like, wow, this is gonna be awesome. And they even gave it like a full title. It's not just season 2. It's like One Piece Grand Line or something. And they already greenlit season 3. Like, I don't know if you've caught up on One Piece yet, Kenna, but like for the live action stuff.
Yeah, I'm indifferent about the live action One Piece.
I think you would like it.
Yeah. I may be biased, but I disagree with that take, Joe. Yeah, because you're a Doctor Strangerverse. Of course you disagree.
Doctor,
Kenna, have you tried to watch it?
have I tried to watch One Piece?
Yeah, like the
No.
live action. The live action.
No, not the live action. No.
I think you would enjoy that. I know you're against the anime because of how long it is,
Mhm.
You
but
can
with
watch
the live action,
without
they're
seeing
summing
anime.
it up a lot quicker. It's only 8 episodes for the first season, and they get through a lot, and they're already, that's how it's gonna flow. I think you would enjoy it way more than the anime.
I just love it. I just love Luffy. I think they picked the perfect actor for Luffy, and the way that they did him, and Zoro and everything that I remember from my childhood is fantastic. But so I'm excited for season 2, and despite Jake's take, Mr. Strangerverse being like, remember, Jake, this is my podcast, so I'm gonna say my take. Like, when you want to talk about Hellfire and you want to talk about your Stranger Things stuff, that's cool. But when I'm in the hot seat, and this is my show, I say I'm more excited for One Piece. I give my valid reasons. And also, here's the other reason I'm more excited for One Piece. Stranger Things is ending. Even though we're getting spin-offs, Stranger Things is over after season 5 as a show. One Piece is already greenlighting season 3. So I'm getting more One Piece, boy. So you can kiss your Stranger Things goodbye. So, you gotta wait for your spin-off. I'm getting season 3 not long after season 2. So I'm excited about that. And I'm gonna have to eat myself a devil fruit and go after Jake with my power. What are you laughing about, AJ? You're laughing about me versus Jake? I would like to be one. It would be fun to be Luffy for Halloween one year.
Yeah, Luffy.
Be a simple costume, just the straw hat and stretching about. But yeah, let's get into our personal reviews. What do you mean bye show? Are you talking about bye? Oh, you're laughing that I said bye to Jake's Stranger Things show. Yeah, I basically said Stranger Things is ending and One Piece is going on for a couple more seasons.
So I really want to get into the substance right now because I just put so much hate on representation of women in modern day Hollywood, and I don't always think that's.
Go ahead.
I don't always think that's the case at all. And when it's not the case, it's usually something I enjoy a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a little personal background, I guess, is I was raised by my mom and I raised by TV, more than anything. So for me, emotional storytelling is really the core of what I enjoy. An action movie's fun and all, but I need sympathy, emotional connection. I need that I need to feel some kind of connection with the characters.
Right.
You know what I mean? I love even in something to be said for what Kenna was saying earlier, where it's there's plenty of women that enjoy Star Wars before they tried to push all the woman representation. It's I can it's just because I'm not a woman doesn't mean I can't enjoy the messages that are being shown in movies that are more based or focused for women.
This is our new segment where you get to talk about what you watched. So we'll let you go first.
So the substance is definitely a movie that I would say is more aimed for women. You know what I mean? Even though I think anybody can enjoy the film.
No, you're good, Jake. I was just teasing you.
And I think it's just very well done. Like everything that I've been reviewing, you guys like that hang out here on the channel and everything. Like I've been talking about it, chapter 2, the show, like all these things, giving it 8s, giving it 7s, straight up. And I don't think everybody will think this. I give the substance a 9 out of 10. And I don't say 9s a lot. I don't say 10s a lot. You know what I mean? But like, I just really feel there's the storytelling here. While there's parts of it that could, be more fleshed out and stuff. Like it's what the story they're actually trying to tell, I think, is very well told, and I think that there's multi-layered meanings behind a lot of it. Like this could be viewed in different aspects, different ways where like there's beauty standards and stuff and like all those emotions that I can't even necessarily relate to as much as a woman, you know what I mean? But like there's just also elements and themes of like self-care and self-love and knowing like you need to take care of yourself. Like it's not in your face necessarily either. Like some things that will literally like yell the message to your face and shove it down your throat. I think the ways that things are portrayed, like metaphorically, are very well done. I can see someone like starting this movie and thinking it's very superficial, and I don't think it is. And I didn't know what I was going to necessarily get out of it, and I ended up walking away and I'm a very big fan. And it actually ends up being a body horror movie on top of all of that. And I didn't really think the body horror would go that far, and it went extremely far. Like like when I was talking to Kenna about this, like she brought up Clayface in hopes like Clayface is like this good body horror wise. I'm almost like over here like James Gunn should hire this dude to make Clayface, because the ways, even the humor that he uses in some of the body horror, like it's funny and
it's like good dark humor.
Yeah, it's well done. And it feels like James Gunn in ways. It feels like something that's very up his alley. I could see them working together very well. And
I wouldn't be surprised if he watched the substance when they were reviewing the script for because they might. I know that the whole thing with not to cut the narrative from your thing is that they had a guy come to James Gunn with their script already, and then he's like, I wrote the script, but I don't want to direct the movie type of deal.
And the thing about like the substance with the Clayface is that they're very similar premise-wise a little bit, because it's about an actress and an actor getting, trying to get their fame back. So.
Right.
Oh, that's cool.
There's a lot of themes there that are similar. It takes a little while for it to get going. But no, I really liked this movie. It kind of jumps into it, but it also takes a little while for it to like build its meanings, I feel.
I think it's like perfectly paced.
I mean, I really like it, but I feel like there's certain guys that are gonna watch this and be like, what the fuck am I watching? You know what I mean? Like, because they're just not gonna give it the like
the time of day.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and some like, when you try to tell your friend about something and like they don't even like really go into it with an open mind and they're like, it kind of sucked. It's like that kind of thing, you know what I mean? Where it's like, I don't really want to recommend it to people or push it on the people, but if it's out there and it's like something you think you might have interest in, I say watch it 100%, because I really enjoyed it. I'm kind of on a movie spree right now. I just watched Weapons as well. But I'm not going to get into it. I'll just give a quick little. Weapons was great. It got a little predictable at one point, but I still think it was a great movie, a great enjoyable watch, and I'm excited to see that guy take on Resident Evil.
I'm glad I don't have that. I'm not the only one with that opinion. That I also found Weapons predictable, so I'm glad that.
Well, it wasn't until it was. You know what I mean? Like the build up to when you found out exactly what was happening. With the villain essentially, or the antagonist, that's when the movie was like, okay, now I know where this is gonna go.
Yeah, I liked it as soon as I liked it until I knew which trope they were going on.
Right, and
it was like, oh, we're doing this again. Oh God.
Yeah, kind of right. But Great movie. I really liked it.
Well, I'm
Still
glad to
totally
hear
worth
what
a
you had
watch.
to say. I'm glad to hear what you had to say about Substance. I thought that was really good, and I'm a really big fan of our, especially for our growth. I love this segment, this new segment we're gonna have every week of like we call this, what did we watch this week, and I really like, you watch Substance, you watch Weapons. It's really nice that you gave really good things. I wanted to pay back to the comments for a second. Jake, I was just bantering with you. You don't need to stop talking. Your opinion is totally fine. You're okay to have it. I just thought it was I was just teasing you because you had a disagreement with me, but that's okay. People are different. They have different opinions. You're like Stranger Things is your bread and butter. I'm watching Stranger Things for content. I want to see how the story ends, but I also built my channel off the success of the Stranger Things season 4 watch party was one of my biggest things I ever did. And I didn't even do it because I was a super big fan. I just one day people said, "Oh, you should do a watch party for Stranger Things season 4," and I did, and people went crazy, and it got me a ton of views. So I'm not even crazy about Stranger Things like you are. So I'm a different person, and that's okay. Your name is literally Doctor Strangerverse. Of course, you're gonna say that you love Stranger Things. I don't have Stranger Things in my name whatsoever. So, of course, I'm not gonna. I'm in the multiverse. If you've known me long enough, Jake, you've known me the
He's
most.
the multiverse guy, dude.
Yeah, you've known me longer than most anyone. I've always told you that I am. I've always been. Kenna will tell you this. I am 100% a pirate guy. Like when Skeleton Crew came out for Star Wars, I wanted that shit to be
You don't
more
like it?
space pirate. Yeah.
I think I've only seen the first 3 episodes of it, but I thought it was good.
I liked
liked
it, but my problem with it is that as I rewatched it, because John Watts did it, the guy that did the
Oh, I
MCU
can
Spider-Man
definitely
movies.
feel that though.
For me, the thing that I struggled with is it has that Goonies feeling, but it also has a little bit of that Stranger Things feeling, and
Oh, definitely.
and it goes into our thing about earlier is Ken and I talked about this. If I'm getting a space pirate show, as much as I love Jude Law, like we said about the anime stuff, I want adults. There's already a pirate character that exists in the Star Wars mythos.
Yeah, but this was like a
called-
kid's take. This was a kid's show for Star Wars. And going into that, I'm fine with that. If that's
Right,
what
but
you're
I
going to
want-
say,
Oh, no
because
worries, AJ.
for me, that's what they're doing anyways.
Right, but
You know what I
want my
mean?
shit.
Like
I
so
want
many
my
of these
shit.
shows, like Mandalorian, isn't really a mature show. It almost
No,
might as well be
I
a
don't
kid
need it.
show.
I don't
You know
need
what I
it
mean?
to be mature. I just want more. Like you can still have your kids show, but give me more characters that.
But with
the
that,
vibe we're
with
getting.
finally giving into it and making the kids show instead of trying to make something for everyone, right?
I mean, I'm glad they
Like,
made the kids show. I
I
enjoyed
feel
it
like
for what
they
it was.
did more successful with that than they did with look at the Acolyte
Yeah,
or
I like
look
that
at
they did-
Obi-Wan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's they're trying to appeal to everybody and trying to pull everyone in and trying to make this big show everyone's going to watch. Where it's with Skeleton Crew, it knew what it was. For once, Disney knew what it
will say
was.
this. I like
You know?
that it knows what it is. I like that. I have no problem with the actual show of Skeleton Crew. Just the premise in general. The idea of space pirates in Star Wars is a concept that hasn't been that explored.
Right.
And a kid's adventure is not the way
That you want
that
it,
I
right?
want- that
And
I
you would
want
like to
kids
see
that
more in other ways. I
Yes.
totally get that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
that's all I was saying.
I
love
just am
Skeleton Crew.
trying to say that I think it's one of their better projects since Disney took over.
And I said that. If you look at my rankings, when I rewatched all my Star Wars content for Disney Plus, I would give it probably either as high a score as the earlier seasons of Mandalorian, or I'd give it into the more solid territory of what they've done because it is a good. I didn't have any complaints. I like Jude Law being one of the other things I loved about it when you bring the kid element is I love. I'm a big fan of. I read the Treasure Planet, or not Treasure Planet,
Right.
Treasure Island story, and
Yeah.
and I love the movie. One of my favorite Disney movies because it's so underrated and so different is Treasure Planet. And so the fact that they were even doing the little Easter eggs of like Jude Law's character being called Silver at one point, I thought that was great because you're getting the little Long John Silver vibes. Little
Right.
like that energy was great to me. Like the fact that they're playing around with that element, I think is super cool. So I kind of will tell you, I have nothing but good things to say about Skeleton Crew. I love Skeleton Crew. I love that pirate world. I just want to see a bit more, hopefully, in the future. Because I just think we could see some really cool things. But I just was going off the different topics is like my issue with Stranger Things is kind of falling into, especially now that Sadie Sink is now the second actor to now join the MCU next to David Harbour, right? In the show, Stranger Things, I've always felt like Stranger Things right now, despite my name being Captain Multiverse, I'm getting sick of these narratives of teenage heroes kind of being the focus and saving the day. And like, I'll always love things like Spider-Man, and that's great. But like, unless we're watching like OG Power Rangers, like old school Mighty Morphin,
It's
like,
never gonna stop, bro. It's never gonna stop. Like back in the day, this wasn't a thing, and then like with Batman the animated series, this is like where it started. I feel like almost it's like that era of cartoons and stuff where the creators, if they wanted to keep making Batman because they were canceling it, they wanted someone younger. They wanted a younger Batman. They wanted something that kids can grab onto. Right. And you had Batman Beyond. I believe that's why they made Batman Beyond. And like that's how they came up with it.
And I have no issues with Batman Beyond.
And it did great. And it's just because the creators are great. That's why it did great.
And,
you know what I mean?
That's awesome. I just feel like we've taken that narrative and we've gotten to...
Oh, it never ended. Since then, it's just been the constant push of like, well, how do we make younger characters the fucking main fucking thing of everything? And it's like, what if we don't, though? What if we don't? What if we just like kept its IP and let it do its thing and be good instead of trying to pull in every damn kid to this IP so that you can make more money and make it more popular? And it's like, really, you're probably just killing the lore or killing your IP of its quality just so you can get on the bandwagon of the youth. It's annoying, man. It's annoying.
Yeah, it just gets old. It's I really like that this topic that we're on right now, when we're talking about, like, you were talking about the substance and weapons and, back to the movie stuff, because, like, right now, 2025 has been a really interesting year because every time I think that there's a movie I'm not going to enjoy, it ends up surprising me. There's such a freshness to some of these certain movies this year has really surprised me. Like, the movie I'm about to talk about, I was fully going into even the fact that it was Oscar bait, thinking it was going to be really bad. But I got to tell you, I really like The Rock's new movie. I really like this UFC biopic, Smashing Machine.
Okay.
And especially because it's not what I thought it was going to be. It wasn't necessarily about, hey, I've watched the UFC as a martial artist. I enjoy martial arts content. But It's not a martial art movie. It's not a movie that's like, hey, let's do 2 rounds of kicks or like do like a blood sport. I'm trying to think other big martial arts movies, but like it's not a Mortal Kombat situation. Let's go to a tournament and win and fight. Like those things happen in the movie, but it's not the focus. One, you have a character. The Rock is playing an unrecognizable person where he plays a UFC fighter who is more of a wrestler than like a regular mixed martial artist. And he went through this crazy transformation. But in his acting, The Rock, even though I wasn't trying to jump on the Oscar bait, if we're facing facts, he actually showed us that, hey, I don't just have to be this martial guy that the hierarchy of the DC universe is hinging on, all that nonsense, all the jokes aside. He can actually still act. He can make you believe that not every movie it's, hey, Fast and Furious, I'm Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Moana live action, I'm Mal, but I'm really just The Rock. playing a Disney
Yeah,
character.
I'm sure at this
Like,
point too, he feels the need to kind of show that as well because
Yeah.
that's what he's getting criticized on more than anything now. Like people look at John
Yeah.
Cena or they look at what's his face there, the other guy,
Dave Bautista.
yeah, Batista, and they're like,
Yeah.
well, they're starting to show real acting skills,
Yeah,
and The
yeah,
Rock
they're
really is
branched
doing the
out.
same thing over and over and like everything. So it's also nice to see him want to branch out, right?
It was great to see a movie like this because, like, the saving grace of this movie is the relationship between him and his girlfriend, played by Emily Blunt. And one of the surprises to me, even though a lot of people are going to talk about The Rock, as much as I have a lot of good things to say about The Rock, Emily Blunt surprised me because she's always been a good actress. But I told Kenna this, I'm so used to Emily Blunt being the mom, like in what's it called? A Quiet Place. Or like in all these other things, like you talk about female role models and stuff. I'm so used to her being the nice, goody two shoes, comedic person in her roles. And in this movie, she's an absolute piece of shit. Like, she's got drug problems. She's very relatable to some of the women that you've met in your life. And like it's and it gets turned around later, but it's still like, wow. Well, hopefully she gets attention for this because I was blown away by just how, like, when their relationship gets deep, it gets deep because you have The Rock's character. He's playing this famous UFC fighter called Mark Kerr, and it's not The Rock. It's not The Rock. Hey, The Rock plays Mark Kerr, pretends to be Mark Kerr. He becomes Mark Kerr. Like, you believe, like, everything that Mark Kerr. Like, I did look up research on Mark Kerr. I didn't know too much about him other than what the movie told me, but they really get into, like, oh, this guy was hard into drugs, and when he wasn't doing drugs, getting into the ring and fighting, he had to win. That was the adrenaline. If he won a fight, that was his drug. And you get into those issues. And the second when the movie kicks into high gear and he gets off the drugs, she falls off the wagon so bad and just keeps edging him on. And there's such tense conversations. Like, the UFC stuff in the movie, it's a part of the plot. It's a biopic. That's fine. But I loved just the intensity of The Rock handling his shit. Like, when he's playing Mark Kerr, when they're having their relationship troubles, there's moments where they don't, like, totally break up, but they have issues. And they get worked out later. But then, like, they have the conversation. It does, unlike most biopics, it doesn't pull its punches. And because The Rock's playing a real UFC fighter, The Rock has always been this untouchable man that can't ever get punched or knocked out, right? He gets knocked out twice in this movie. And I watched the choreography from it, and I was like, that's awesome. The fact that he finally went, if people are gonna believe this, I need to actually start getting hit. And like, they do good. Because despite this is a story of Mark Kerr, anybody who knows Mark Kerr's life, he doesn't win his final fight. Because this story ends up being about, it's not about fighting. I've overcome the drugs. I want something more in life. I don't just want to be a fighter. I don't want to, and it just, it's so good.
That sounds pretty good.
I gave it an 8 out of 10 because I just was blown away by how good it was. It's not my favorite of the year, but it's one of them because I just think it was really good. And then on the other side, the other movie I saw was this Apple TV, Amazon Prime movie called Safe House. And Safe House is a movie with a lot of titles. It's like this espionage kind of spy movie. And I only really wanted to see it because I was under the delusion that it was going to be a Louis Tan-led movie, who's one of my favorite martial arts actors. But the delusion is it's actually a movie where Louis Tan's in the movie, but he's a supporting character, and you have the lead character being the actress that plays Ghost from Thunderbolts. And I was disappointed because the entire time in the movie, one, there's a twist later in the movie, I won't reveal what it is, but the twist totally kills the movie because every 5 minutes into the movie when they reveal something new about this character, you just immediately, the movie's giving you the clues. The movie's like letting the audience, hey, yeah, we're doing this twist, but you're going to know a mile away what's coming. And the movie ruins it for you itself. And then the other part of it is, well, this movie does have an incredible choreography because it's a spy thriller, but like one of these secret agent guys, they're trying to protect these this device that they need to protect, and in the safe house, they don't want the bad guys to get this device, and so they end up being locked in this room all together. And Louis Tan's character plays the badass secret agent that's supposed to protect things. You'd think he's super important to the plot, but when he's gone screen, the movie's awesome. The moment he's taken out of the equation, whatever way, I'm not going to say what happens, but the way that he's taken out of the equation, the moment he's gone, movie loses all momentum. Like, this chick can't carry. We've seen her as Ghost because, unfortunately, her meat on bones in the story is she has this partner and they're in a relationship and they retire from this service, but she still, even though she was in a relationship, Hollywood, even though it's not Disney, hasn't learned. It's a female lead girl boss again that has to stop the villain and achieve the plan. And this movie was marketed to me as Louis Tan got a new movie he's working on after he just was in Cobra Kai as the villain. And I'm like, we're going to see him in Mortal Kombat 2. I'm following this man's filmography like crazy because I love this dude. And I wanted to watch the movie for him. And then they told me what I tell people they did to me is I had this same experience when I went to go see the Saw spin-off movie Spiral, right? So Spiral, I only wanted to see it because I heard Samuel Jackson was in it. And then when you watch the movie, you realize that Samuel Jackson isn't in that much of the movie. And so they need to stop baiting people. Like, when they market a movie, they need to be honest with people about what you're kind of like. Obviously, don't spoil the movie, but whose movie is it? This guy's promoting it, but are you promoting it because you're starring alongside this person, or is it your movie? Because a lot of these martial artists, like Scott Adkins, when he promotes a movie, it's his movie. Like, my favorite movie this year is a Scott Adkins movie that he wrote and then stars in. Like, that's what's crazy. Is like, if someone markets something, you can help other people out. But if you market it's your movie and you're the lead focus and you have crazy martial arts skills and gritty fights and whatever, you should be the lead.
They're never gonna stop doing that though, dude. Because they sell stuff when they don't have them. It's like, remember Godzilla with Bryan Cranston? And it was like Bryan Cranston was in it for like half an hour or something like that, and then he died.
It just makes me think like I'm not the demographic, because it's like I'm looking for this guy, and then I'm only getting some of this guy, and it's like, and he has a fair amount of screen time in the movie, I'll say, but I still was like, when it got to the final third act was supposed to be exciting, and I found the third act of the movie very underwhelming, and that I've seen it before. And maybe that's why it's a streamer movie, but I heard it got some theater releases. I couldn't even imagine seeing this movie in theaters other than the scenes where Louis Tan is fighting these soldiers, because I don't use this word a lot, but like Louis Tan being an amazing martial artist and choreography and stuff, when he's fighting these soldiers in this movie, these movie soldiers are brutal. There's knife fights in this movie. This ain't like Cobra Kai. This ain't just all hand-to-hand combat like kicks and flips and all that silly shit. This movie's gritty. Like, when people are fighting, Louis Tan is fighting for his life. His character is actually having to learn how to beat people up that are using knives on him, disarming guns, shooting at people James Bond style, and like, it's that kind of movie. It's got cool things, but then the story just kind of falls apart, unfortunately. So unfortunately, when I talked about it on YouTube, I had to give it a 5 out of 10 because the story falls apart, and the bait and switch pissed me off, because I could understand that he's not the lead character if you had another strong lead character. And that's not a female or male thing. It's that the actress that plays Ghost, despite being in the MCU, doesn't have she's not playing a good enough character to make a good argument that she's the lead character. Because it switches. So it's like, the movie, you seem like she's important. At one point, I thought her character died, and then she didn't die, and I'm like, wait, well then, who's the lead character? Because they're saying in the movie, they're putting this focus on this character, because he's supposed to protect this device. And then, just nothing. Just like, what are we doing here? I hate bait and switch. It drives me crazy.
That's what I'm gonna remember this movie being called.
You
What
know
was
what's so funny?
that?
It's called Safe House. You can totally call it bait and switch. You know what's crazy though? You know what's funny? Out of all our episodes of Legions, this one's gonna get replay clicks because I don't know if it still happens today because I know it's been kind of like not as popular. But anytime that there is a conversation where any YouTubers kind of go on their little grift tangents, grifting, I don't know what it is, even in this world of YouTube, for some reason it sells. Like, like you going on your tangent about that woman, about Disney in general, and like I said, we title this Disney as shit.
don't
We're gonna.
actually do that.
Why not? Well, what happened?
Yeah, I guess you could, but I wouldn't do that. No,
I've
keep it
already been,
professional.
I've
Keep
already
it
been
professional.
canceled. I've already been canceled before. I'm not worried about it.
I thought you were. What happened to being all careful with being monetized?
I don't get canceled like that.
All right.
I just mean I know that people have an opinion of me already, and I've
So,
accepted that.
Kenna, do you have something you want to talk about that you watched this week?
The only thing that I saw was Substance, obviously. The last
Oh,
thing
you watched it that recently?
I watched it like when did I watch it? I watched it like 3 days ago or 4
Oh
days.
shit! I didn't realize it was that. I didn't know I was following you up immediately. I thought you were like watched it a little while ago or something.
I watched it immediately, and I was like, "You should watch it too." No.
Yeah.
The last thing is that immediately after Welcome to Derry episode 2, I watched the original It TV miniseries or movie version.
Oh, the movie, yeah, straight to TV
Mhm.
movie.
Have
Mhm.
you seen it before?
No, I have not. It was my first time. So I would say it definitely drags. However, there are some things that I like it better compared to the 2017 version.
You watch both parts?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Tim Curry one, both parts.
Yeah.
Or are you talking about It 1 and 2?
No. I meant both parts of the original.
Yeah, both parts. They compiled them into one, so it was like a 2-hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
On HBO Max. I think that Tim Curry's Pennywise, when it's just his clown form, is scarier than the regular clown form of Bill Skarsgård Pennywise. However, Bill's Pennywise definitely has the better special effects when he is transforming into monsters and whatnot.
That's just a difference in times, I feel.
Well, yeah, but I also think the thing about, even though Pennywise is still pretty scary, Bill's version, what makes Tim's Pennywise clown look more scary and more effective is that he just looks like a regular clown who just acts off-putting, and to me that's more scarier than just a monstrous version of a clown, like.
Right. Yeah, like he seems like
no,
and then he opens his mouth and he's got like razor sharp teeth and you're like, oh my god.
No disrespect to Bill Skarsgård, but Bill Skarsgård, from what I remember when doing the miniseries, I've been a big fan of Tim Curry's career for a long time, and Tim Curry, because of the difference between the age of the actors, Tim Curry, he has, especially at that point in time, his level of experience as an actor is probably far more superior to what Bill has had at this stage.
I would agree with that, man. And Tim Curry is a fucking legend on top of it.
Yeah.
Like
There's this one scene in the original that what I love about Tim Curry's Pennywise is that, yes, it is a very scary alien monster who eats people, but I love, there's a scene where he's in the library and it's when they're adults, and he is just making a ruckus. He's not even being scary, but he's just like being annoying on purpose, and I kind of wish we got to see more, I suppose, the silly side of Pennywise.
Right,
him being a clown, essentially.
Being a clown.
I think they should have, I think with the It movies, instead of focusing on being thinking they're being scary, if they went, one of the difference between Bill Skarsgård and Tim Curry is that the miniseries gets kind of campy, and some people had issues with that because they read the book and they think that it shouldn't be campy. But realistically, I think it kind of makes sense that even though he's this cosmic entity, he is taking the form of a clown. He has to convince these people. I like the little bits of in the It movies of little bits, little shades of Bill Skarsgård, where in order to get Georgie's attention or some of the other kids, he has to kind of be a little silly as a clown to kind of grab their attention.
Yeah, to lure them in. Well, and
Right.
the opening scene of the original one is that he's he's smiling to like this little girl and like haha I'm a clown, that stuff before he gets to Georgie. But then there's a quick cut where like he just makes like an angry face, not like a monstrous scary face, but just like a very, just like not what you would expect a clown to look. And I think that's just scary. Like I really think it's like the less is more argument.
Oh yeah.
And again, back to the scene where I thought,
I mean, like we sit here and we talk about Art the Clown from Terrifier and how well he portrays his thing, and then it's like, look at Tim Curry and like probably the craft and the like imagination he put into portraying Pennywise. Essentially, like that's there. We just don't think about it on the same level that we think about like whoever else I just mentioned.
right.
Well, the problem is because we're still getting Bill Skarsgård currently, and I think that's the thing that I think people, because it's the modern take, we're looking at all the evidence of the modern, not the past stuff.
But no, keep going, Kenna. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead, Kelly. Yeah.
But back to like the scene where the library where he's like making noises, he's using a clown horn. Is that even though it was funny, I would also kind of argue that it is kind of scary and unsettling because when he's doing his shape shifting or whatever, messing with the kids, it's only that if he has you as the target, only you can see him. And if you try to be like, hey, there's like some clown talking to me, everybody's gonna be like, what are you talking about? There's no one there. And that was so nice about the library scene because he was making loud noises in the library, which you're not supposed to do, and he got Richie in trouble because Richie was like trying to tell Beverly something, but Pennywise was trying to stop him from talking to Bev by making loud noises, so he started to yell, and then he got kicked out of the library. Like separations like that, like conflict like that to be made by them, trying to break them apart or try to ruin their plan, like small things like that, I think really work well.
Oh yeah, no, they up the whole like ghosts, like otherworldly being powers type vibe rather than be conventional like that movie kind of had to be really because of its time.
Low budget and
yeah, and but it ends up working out better. Is the funny part. You don't really know that.
Is there anything with not to cut Luke off, but is there anything with the adults in this take that's better than what they did in It Chapter 2?
No.
I mean, nothing crazy.
The adults is like one of the weakest parts of the original, I think, right? Isn't that's kind of what I remember.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah.
And then It Chapter 2 is like pretty rough as well, so it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to say, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I
think near the end though. Well, here's the thing. So what I did like about the adults in the original compared to the 2017 is that when they're in the sewers and they're trying to fight back Pennywise again. Wait, no, that's the kids. Wait, I got it mixed up.
Can we talk about how bad it looks when he's not Pennywise at the end of the original?
Oh yeah, that was bad. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think the original straight to TV movie has a really strong beginning, but then the end, that's where you kind of lose it a bit.
But let me tell you, as a kid, man, that was the scariest shit. All of it. Like, I remember watching that movie when I was like 10 or something, and it just like coming on TV, and I just like sat through the whole thing, and it like fucking gave me nightmares, man. Like, it's funny because all the blood in that movie, like the blood coming out of the book, or like the blood in the balloons in the library.
I love that blood effect in the original more than all the other kind of bloody
So yeah, like as I was just thinking this out and like how I was going to say this, right? This kind of occurred to me as well. That one, the blood was better in movies back in the day, right? And like two, like blood just doesn't have that like effect that I feel like these like movie studios feels it does, where it's like it's unsettling or everything. It's like there's used so fucking much now that like I'm just so desensitized to it. Or is it that it really was better back in the day? Because like that scene with the book is incredibly good. The beginning of it is the original movie is so good. Like it really gives you goosebumps.
I love blood in like Georgie's book, but then also the other book scene where they're flipping through the pages of looking at of Art, not Art the clown. Sorry, wrong clown, Pennywise, and
right.
like and they flip and flip and flip, and then he's actually there and he's speaking to them through the photo. You know,
right.
I thought
like that was awesome, you know, and it's like it feels like they never hit that level of creativity with the sequels, you know. And when at first I was a big fan of that first movie. Once I the remake, once I kind of heard the thing of, yeah, but it's really just the same jump scare Pennywise scene like over and over. It's really not all that, like it kind of hit me and dawned on me of like, damn, they really didn't get all that creative with it. You know what I mean? Like they really did just kind of rely on that same formula over and over in that movie, which I mean, I haven't watched it in a minute and I feel like I should be. Like I like that you watched the old version. That's cool with you know the show coming out and everything. I kind of want to do a giant It rewatch myself just to be able to speak on the new show better, you know.
Yeah. No, I always wanted to watch the original It because I've always seen clips, and even like before I really watched it in full, I was like, oh, that clown is like a little scarier to me than, and like the first.
Oh yeah, you can see why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like why this shit was made in the first place. Because like the new one is like just I don't know.
And I mean, here's the thing: the first It came out when I was like in 5th grade, I think. So like, definitely Bill's Pennywise was scarier to me.
For sure.
But as I'm older, Tim Curry is a little scarier for sure.
Oh yeah.
Because it's realistic. Because the whole point, the reason why Pennywise takes on the form of it takes on the form of a clown is that it's not only is it to lure children, but people naturally have a fear of clowns because they're uncanny looking, because they look like a human, but something's off about them. You know, like that's
this
where
is part of why I'm so critical of horror. Is because like I grew up as a kid watching some of this shit that came out that like gets talked about still about how great it was, you know what I mean, or like how scary it was. And it's like then some of the stuff that comes out now is just like I'm sorry, but it's just not hitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when something actually hits me, I love it, and I wouldn't say the substance hits on a scary level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just it's a body horror and it's a disturbing, sure, or like you know funny.
Like it's body horror, but also kind of psychological ish too, which is usually my jam. I like psychological.
Oh, for sure, me too. Like Hereditary.
Oh,
I love Hereditary.
A great movie.
Hereditary was good.
I don't understand the people that say it's awful. Like I've seen that argument too, and it's like, what about this is? Let me guess. Do you like Insidious and the first Insidious isn't bad, but
I think it's like corny. It's like corny horror movies. Insidious,
but it's way better than the other one. There, what's the like partner of Insidious?
Insidious 2, Insidious Red Door.
No, the other movies that came out around the same time. The Conjuring.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Conjuring's kind of meh. Yeah, but I think is that gonna do it, Joe?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right.
Are we hopping on Rivals?
I'm hopping on. I'll be there.
But I'm gonna do something else first, real quick.
Sounds good.
We'll chill for a little while.
Let us know when you're ready.
So, anybody who is still watching, come on into Discord, Legion HQ, and if we don't have you in there, we'll give you an invite and come play some Rivals. Come talk.
Sounds like Underground's going to join us. All right, sounds good, man. See you there too.
All right, see y'all.
Bye.
See you guys. Bye. See you guys on Rivals.
Wait, Joe. Wait.